to the final of Major League show jumping. This is the climax of the season, the final leg of 10, and this is what the teams have all been working towards all year. The $700,000 team final competition takes place tonight, and the competition is really hotting up. It's been a bit of a battle all season between the top teams in the race for the final. All of which will be taking place at Desert International Horse Park this week under lights, whereas last week, of course, they jumped in the daytime in the beautiful grass arena. Team Helios, of course, have been one of the standout stars of the season so far, with 5 wins under their belts. However, they've never finished second or third, and they've left the door open with a couple of tricky performances for another team to come up to the top. And Team Eye Candy have taken on that challenge. They've never finished outside the top 5 in the whole season, and they've narrowed the gap with a recent win in leg 9 last week to just 3 points at the top of the tree. With double points up for grabs, Team Helios would need to win if Eye Candy comes second in order to clinch the championship. The likes of the Spy Coast Spies are still not technically out of the race. 5 second places have seen them be very consistent throughout the year. However, they would need to win. Team Helios would need to be 5th or worse, and Eye Candy would need to be 4th or worse in order for them to clinch the season championship. It is absolutely all to play for, and this is the final. Watch it all live on Mlsj TV.
The beauty, power, and elegance of warm blood horses is no accident. A history of carefully crafted breeding practices that walk the delicate line of art and science has created a horse that is as strong as it is graceful, so that it may successfully compete at the most elite level in equine sports. Breeders can access an American stallion station that provides both fresh chilled and frozen semen options with full transparency on semen quality. Set on 800 acres of Lexington, Kentucky bluegrass, Spy Coast Farm is revolutionizing the breeding practices of warm blood horses. World-renowned stallions with proven bloodlines that have successfully competed at the top level of international Grand Prix sport are collected by a resident veterinarian and processed promptly for shipment to a domestic breeder for a timely insemination of their ovulating mare. The experts at Spy Coast Farm are determined to improve your U.S. breeding options by taking the guesswork out of semen quality.
Here are the scenarios for the podium finishes for the Major League show jumping final at the Desert International Horse Park. It's become a bit of a 2-horse race for the championship title, with Team Helios and Eye Candy very much in the running. With double points up for grabs, whoever of those 2 teams wins would win the overall season. Helios have had 5 wins already, and they've made the cut line 6 times out of 9 legs so far. However, they've never been second or third. Team Eye Candy have been the most consistent through the season. They've been in the top 5 every single time this year. They've had 3 wins and 3 bronze medal finishes. They win in the final. They will win the overall season. Spy Coast Spies are also not out of the running. They've made the cut line 7 times out of our 9 legs so far. However, they have also lost all 7 medal jump-offs. They finished in the silver medal spot 5 times, and they finished in 4th twice. In order for them to win the overall season, they would need to win the final, and Team Helios would need to be 5th or lower, and Eye Candy would need to be 4th or lower. It's been a bit of a tale of 2 halves for the Trailblazers, and they've been getting more consistent. They have been in second place twice, and they've been in the bronze medal position 3 times. They're still in contention for a podium finish, and a win in the finals could see them take second in the overall season championship. The Crusaders are another team who are in contention for a podium finish in the season standings. They've made the cut line 5 times out of the 9 legs, and they've been in second place once, and they've been in third place twice already this year. It's absolutely all to play for at the Major League Show Jumping Finals, with double points up for grabs for all of the teams. Watch all of the action live on Mlsj TV.
When every second counts, the surface matters. Premier Equestrian features Pro-Tex footing product and Auto Sport base mats. Mats absorb up to 40% of the concussion. Pro-Tex provides maximum stability. Premier Equestrian is the official footing partner of Major League Show Jumping. Contact us about your arena at premierequestrian.com.
I'm Danielle Toronto, and we are customers of Marshall and Sterling. They have been amazing for us, for our business. They take care of our farm, our horses, our cars. It's basically one-stop shopping for us.
I'm Jimmy Toronto. Unfortunately, we've actually had to really use Marshall and Sterling for horse death. And I have to say that Marshall and Sterling has been an amazing, amazing company. They have taken care of things. It's been worry-free. The person we deal with, Missy, she takes it all upon herself. Once we go to her with the claim, she does it all for us. And I have to say, since we've been with Marshall and Sterling, I just can't think of going anywhere else. I put all my trust, all my faith in them.
There are 8 teams competing in round 1, and the order is decided by a draw. The ideal position, pole position, is to go last. There are 3 riders per team in round 1. Every round of the 3 riders counts towards the team total, in this case faults and time, and a combined score of all 3 for the final team score. The rankings are decided by faults first and foremost. If you drop below the cut line, you're out. Stay above the cut line and you're on to round 2 as part of the top 4. 4 in, 4 out. It's this simple for round 1. Go fast, no rails, stay above the cut line, and you're into round 2.
All been aiming for all season long, and the team competition is coming to a really exciting climax tonight. We have a good few teams who are in the running to take the title tonight, and of course with double points up for grabs, it could not be tighter. Just 3 points separate Team Helios from Eye Candy at the top of the tree,
And so if Team Helios win, that would secure them the win. And if Eye Candy win, that would secure them the win as well. But don't discount the Spy Coast Spies too. It was a very exciting competition last week, of course, on that beautiful grass field. And now we jump under the lights on this sand arena. So here is the order of go for tonight. They're going in reverse order of the placings from the overall season championship. So that means that the Northern Lights go first. They will be followed by Team Lugano. Lugano, of course, had that second place finish last week. Great result for them there. Then they are followed by the home team, the Roadrunners, and then the Crusaders, who have been fairly consistent through the middle part of the season, come in fourth. The Trailblazers have had a great second half to the season, and they are in fifth to go. The Spy Coast Spies then will be sixth to go, and they sit in third place, of course, in those overall season standings. Team Eye Candy will be the penultimate team to come in, and Team Helios, who were the standout stars of the early part of the season especially, will be last to go. They still lead the way, as I say, in terms of points, but Eye Candy and Spy Coast Spies are very much hot on their heels. This is really the big one. It's going to be quite an interesting to see how these teams compete under the lights and on this sand arena. This isn't something that we've seen too many times this season. Of course, we saw this at Angelstone tournaments back in the summer. And we also see them jumping under lights in Monterey in our second week there as well, which again was a very exciting win for Eye Candy. 2 recent wins for them have seen them really climb the ranks, and they're very much ones to watch here. Taking a little look around the course then, we have the Halliday upright with some planks in there to start things off. They'll then be taking a right-handed swing around the top end of the arena to the butterfly fence. Big oxer there up to height, and then a related distance down to the Premier Equestrian upright with the gate there, again up to height at 150. It's right-handed again then to the brown advisory rails with another plank in there as well, 1 metre 60 spread. Then the Major League Show Jumping double will be at 5A and B, and then they head through the middle of the arena to the start fence, very tricky one to judge there, and then the CP Oxer at fence 7. Right-handed then to the Major League Show Jumping fence, again with a gate under there, and then 9A and B with the doors either side, the cream and black and brown design. Left-handed curve then to the Gold Horses with the Liverpool at 10, and then a swift turn back to the Major League Show Jumping wall at fence 11. Swiftly then, right-handed turn down to 12A and B with the Rocks design, again very much up to height. It's an oxer then to an upright, and that oxer being 1 metre 60 spread. And then we come to the Cabana Coast with, again, a water tray underneath Liverpool fence there to finish 165 spread on that final fence. So I'm sure we'll see plenty of the teams really going for it in the race to the final fence. Of course, in the first round, they do want to be keeping the fences up, but they still need an eye on the clock as well to make sure that they stay above the cut line. Well, just before we head off into this competition, we will have the national anthem singing, of course, before we kick things off, which will be sung by Dr. Tamara Peterson. She's been a fixture on the West Coast show jumping circuit for 28 years. She's also a custom jewellery designer, performer, and she has just launched a YouTube channel with her own brand of uplifting inspiration called The Daily Oracle. That will be kicking things off for us in just a couple of moments' time before we then make the final countdown to the start of the competition.
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you.
Well, here we go then. This is it. Time for the main team competition of the year. This is the final. Kian White is alongside me, and Kian, this is the one that we've been waiting for all year. This is going to be a really hot competition.
Hannah, I've been pumped all day. You know, this is kind of what it all comes down to. You know, 10 tour stops, competition's been incredible, and we've got kind of a fairy tale story tonight. You know, we got a few teams that could take the championship. It's been a hard-fought battle all year, and I can't wait.
It is certainly been an absolutely hard-fought battle, and I love that the Eye Candy team have come up the ranks a little bit, but of course Helios have still been absolutely up there. The Northern Lights then are in 8th place overall, and they're just looking for a good result here tonight, really. So on their lineup, we have Tiffany Foster with Brighton, Sean Jobin with Darius, and Jim Ifko with Un Damant de Forêt. How do you rate their chances tonight?
Well, you know, this is probably one of their strongest groups that they've actually had. You know, Tiffany joined the team the second half, and they were very good last week. They actually missed the cut with only 4 faults. You know, tonight we got 700,000 up for grabs. We got 200,000 for the actual class and 500 for the overall standings. So these guys are not in contention for the top 3 in the overall standings, but there's still 200,000 up tonight, and you know, they're throwing a great team here, all Canadians. And, you know, Tiffany's kind of the anchor of the Canadian team right now, so she's a great leadoff.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say, you know, she's really been a fantastic championship rider for a little while now. Brighton, a really good horse for her to bring forward here, and brilliant to see her now on the team. Of course, she jumped in the first week and jumped a really good clear for the team. So how do you think this course will ride tonight?
You know, I walked it a few times. It's hard. It's big enough. We have the lights tonight. And, you know, it's kind of like the back nine of a golf tournament tonight in the last round. You know, there's going to be a lot of pressure. The first few teams don't have so much pressure. They're not vying for that overall championship. But I think as we go tonight, Hannah, I think it's going to get tight.
Yeah, I think I really agree. I mean, we had a lot of clears last night. Looking at the individuals that took place earlier, the individual riders that had a chance to ride around this course, I think there were a good few faults, and I think we'll probably see the faults falling all the way around this course. Certainly a few places where you would look to say that there was a tricky a tricky point or two. She's really got a good pace up, though, coming around the back of that Calladay upright.
Yeah, I've ridden on the Canadian team a bunch with Tiff, and she is the person you want going lead off for your team. I mean, she's solid. She is like the ultimate team competitor. She really represents the country well, the Northern Lights well, and so far, great start here coming home.
Good angle over the Major League wall as well. That caused a couple of problems in our previous legs. It's a really eye-catching fence. And a nice steady distance down to the Cabana Coast Oxer to finish. Some cheers going up from the crowd. Really nice to see the support for all of the riders. And I think the Show Plus Northern Lights are a team that a lot of people get behind. But a great clear to kick things off for them. And a time 70.51 seconds. So the time also looking quite good. Time allowed, of course, is 82 seconds. And I don't think there was anywhere really that she wasted time.
No, that was a great lead-off round. It's going to be interesting tonight. If some of these first few teams who have less pressure tonight because they're not in contention for that $500,000 bonus tonight, if they could put up some good scores, when you get down to Trailblazers, Spy Coast, Eye Candy, and Helios, that pressure is going to mount. I think we're in for a heck of an evening, and that was a great start. Fantastic start to lead off the Show Plus Northern Lights. Well, Sean Jobin comes next with Darius. He has been a really key part of the team. He's jumped at 8 legs already this season. And he's jumped 3 clear rounds for the team, so 33% clear round rate. And Sean, he had a big breakthrough last week. He was 3rd in that 5-star Grand Prix. Younger Canadian on tour this year. Really learned a lot this year, a lot of experience riding for the team. He's jumped a lot of solid rounds. The Northern Lights have come strong this week. They've been knocking on the door all year, and this could be their night.
Yeah, interestingly, their best result was at our 3rd leg. That was in Travis.
Second rider for Show Plus Northern Lights, Sean Jobin. Up over Darius, just that 1 fence down at fence number 8 for jumping fault. And the time 79.51 seconds.
So 2 scores to get us so far for both the Show Plus Northern Lights with Clear and 4 there for Sean Jobin. 4 last week wasn't enough to get into the second round. Will it be enough for this time around? We'll have to see. But pressure goes on the 3rd rider for the Northern Lights.
3rd rider, this rider from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Jim Info. And this is the Stallion of Dumont de.
All right, so Hannah, a little power failure there we had, but Sean Jobin gets in 4 faults. Very good score, very good start here. Jim If goes up next. If they can keep this to 4, that's a great start tonight. I thought before we started 8 faults would be good enough to get in that second round tonight.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying that, and actually I think looking at how the course jumps so far, I think the conditions that we have here, the way that the lights are, we have a couple of shadows in the ring. It's really eye-catching. It's a really fantastic atmosphere here tonight, and I think, as you say, 8 would be a great score. Unfortunate for Sean just to have the 1 fence down, but Jim Ifko is their next rider in with Un Diamant de Forêt.
And Jim actually just had the back rail of number 2 away from the gate. He's really got to keep this to 8. I know he had an unlucky 4 last week. This is a super competitive horse. They've got him anchor for a reason. He's really got to keep this to 8 now to give them a chance tonight.
Oh, how unlucky. He just really stood off that CP Oxer, and it is really wide, actually, when you come up to it in person. And he just couldn't quite make the back bar. Having a similar problem there at the Major League Oxer as well.
You know, the course is very wide tonight. The oxers are quite wide, and we're seeing here, you know, Jim having a little issue with that 3 back pulls so far, just not quite getting across.
Jim, though, as you say, is another great team rider. He just had the one fence down here last week, but he did jump as a substitute for the Northern Lights back in Traverse City and jumped a really nice double clear there.
And you know, Hannah, unfortunately, it's kind of the way the Northern Lights luck has gone all year. You know, a great start, but unfortunately there, you know, Jim with 20 faults, that's not going to be enough. You know, that's, you know, 24 faults. It's not going to be enough to get in tonight, and they're probably going home.
I think, as you say, it's been a really tough year for them across the whole season. They've actually missed out on the top 4 3 times just on time. And last week they were actually 7th, but finished on 4 penalties, which is really quite exceptional. But it just showed how strong the field was. Again, we've got a really strong field here today, but it's definitely not the result that they would have wanted here tonight. They know they wouldn't have challenged for the overall season championship, but I'm sure a good result at the end would have been on their radars, but unfortunately it's not going to be tonight.
Yeah, you know, they had a great start there. Like I said, Tiffany was really clutch there in the lead-off, and Sean did what he's done all year, clear 4, jumped a solid round. But, yeah, that's not going to be enough. You know, they're going to go home. So 1 down, 7 to go. Pressure is going to keep building. We've got a very strong team next up, Anna.
Yeah, super strong team. Lugano, of course, were 2nd last week. And they, again, are a bit of a team who've been something of a tale of 2 halves. Unfortunately, they had a couple of 8ths and 7ths, but 1 win in Ottawa, and then that great 2nd place last week as well. Natalie Dean, the rider that rode in the medal jump-off both times, and Kent Farrington on the squad tonight. And who better to ride on your team than Kent Farrington?
Yeah, you know, these guys, it was the first time last week that they rode sort of their top 3 ranked riders, being Aaron, Kent, and Natalie. The result was a 2nd place silver medal. They're going with the same squad again tonight. And, you know, I think we can expect something similar. They've got a strong group of horses. You know, all 3 are ranked in the top 100 in the world. This course tonight is quite difficult. I think it'll fall right into their hands, actually. I think that's probably beneficial for this group. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do tonight.
So their squad here tonight is Natalie Dean with Coco Lina, it's Erin Ballard with Narcotique Van Het Dingentoff, and Kent Farrington brings forward Austria 2. Of course, has been one of his very, very successful horses over the past few years. Natalie Dean, as I say, has been the rider who has been selected for the gold medal jump-off for them twice and has been very successful there. Last week she jumped a double clear, and she's jumped 4 clear rounds for the team so far, which gives her a 44% clear round rate for Team Lugano.
You know, here we got number 2 away from the gate, wide enough oxer. We saw Jim have trouble there. She's handled that great. The 4 is a little short to the premier. And then they just canter down nicely, 8 steps down to this blue oxer. This is kind of where the meat of the course starts to pick up, Hannah, with this major league double.
Yeah, and it comes off the corner really quite quickly. And she's just making a very swift getaway from the double there as well, just to set herself up ready for that upright, and then makes the big push to the CP oxer just to get the distance over there.
Okay, and still clear here. And unfortunately, Hannah, the last jump is going to catch her there. 4 faults at the last fence. 75.03, nice time to lead off. Great round. You know, that 4 faults.
That is agony. It was a really beautifully ridden round all the way, and just that final fence catching out Natalie Dean and Coco Lina. 75.03, as you say, is a fairly good time. It's not as quick as the likes of Tiffany Foster.
Yeah, you know, at this point in the competition, you know, as I said, I think tonight 8 faults is probably good enough to get in. 2 riders to go. Between Aaron and Kent, we need to get it clear, I'd say, for sure. But I think at this point 8's going to be good. I think the course is tough enough. We're going to have to wait and see. We do have all the stronger teams coming towards the end, so we'll have to see how it plays out throughout the night.
And I think Erin Ballard is certainly a rider, again, who you'd bank on to have a clear round. Narcotique van het Dingenshoff, again, has been a really good ride for her in recent times. She's jumped 3 clears for the team so far in the season. Double clear last week, and that gives her a 50% clear round rate, actually.
And so far, so good coming to this Major League double. This is kind of where the meat of the course picks up. And then just easy down to this star, skinny. This Oxer ride's quite wide, we've seen so far, and she's had the back rail there as well. I'd say, Hannah, so far that's kind of been the bogey fence, that CP Oxer, quite wide out of that line with those striped rails.
Yeah, and coming off the upright where, of course, they need a little bit more control to make sure that they don't clip that fence. They then really got to get the impulsion and the power up by the time they get to the CP Oxer, and it does just come up really pretty quickly. Again, I don't think she's wasting any time here. It's a good turn back to the wall.
Yeah, if she can hold this to 4, they do have Kent Farrington coming up last, so 4 would not be a bad score. And unfortunately there again, that back rail into that combination is going to catch her. It's going to be 2 down, very fast, 71.24, but 2 down that puts them on 12.
Yeah, great time, 71.24, but as you say, it's going to be 8 penalties for Erin Ballard, and then as you see in the corner of your screens, that gives Team Lugano a total of 12, which could see them also in danger of not making the cut line, but it's all relative, and we will have to see how the competition plays out to see what score gets you above that cut line.
Yeah, as this competition goes, we're kind of guessing 8 faults is probably the target, but all you have to do in round 1, you got to beat 4 teams. You got to stay above that cut line. You make it, you move on. You don't make it, you're done. So 12 faults, we've seen higher than 12 get in before. We had one stop in Monterey where I believe 19 got in. So it's definitely not over. We've got to see how it plays out. And if you wanted to have a strong cleanup, this is probably the guy you'd call on.
Yeah, it was interesting actually in Monterey. We really saw the time player factor there as well, which isn't something that we've necessarily seen in terms of time penalties in many of our other legs, and we're seeing a lot of these times be quite a way under the time allowed, that time allowed being 84 seconds, remember. So Kent Farrington with Austria 2. Kent rode in Vancouver, Traverse City and Ottawa, and then here last week as well, and has jumped 3 clears for the team. But, I mean, to say he's jumped 3 clears for the team really doesn't give much of an indication as to just how talented this combination are and what they've done in terms of international 5-star Grand Prix in their career together.
Last week, Kent ended up having the last jump down for Lugano. They still got into that second round. This week, a few of his teammates have had one down. Let's see if he can kind of deliver that clear to bail them out, like they kind of picked him up last week. And just like that, the back pull at Oxer, Hannah, coming out of the double faults.
I think he was just making the turn there, wasn't he? But it was such a light touch, really, compared to some of the other faults that we've seen. And he's really got a pretty amazing pace up here.
I think one thing that our viewers might notice tonight, the width of these Oxers is much more than we've seen for a lot of the year on tour. Yeah. It's a 150 competition, but Alan Wade's really gone wide tonight. It's the final, and he's really made those Oxers a big test today.
Yeah, exactly. A really big test in terms of the distances and the spreads on these Oxers. They've really got to have enough impulsion. I think it's a course that really rewards very forward riding. Unfortunately, it's just the 4 then for Kent Farrington and Austria 2. Team total for Lugano is 16, so right now they're at the top of the tree, but that is a very early result indeed, and I still think that could be tricky for them to get ahead of the cut line.
Yeah, they're not going to leave the ring feeling very confident. You'll see in that top corner of your screen, we've got Lugano 16 and 213 and Northern Lights 24 and 230. So really, as we said, you just got to stay above that cut line. Top 4 move on, bottom 4 are out. You always want to be in first after 2 teams. So the good news is, Hannah, they're in first.
Yeah, exactly. First for now, and we have a couple of teams. The Roadrunners arguably have been having a little bit of a tricky time as well, so you never know. Lugano might end up finishing ahead of them. Team Lugano are a little bit more consistent in their scores, I think, tonight, in terms of, 2-4 falters and an 8, whereas the Northern Lights have really struggled with the score from Jim Ifko.
So far we've seen 6 riders, 1 clear. So definitely so far the course is proving quite difficult. And as I said, that pressure as we go tonight is going to mount. With all 3 scores to count, no drop scores in this competition. You never really know. It's never over till it's over. A lot can still happen.
Absolutely, it is never over till it's over. The Roadrunners come in next then. They are the 6th team in the overall season standings. They have had some very good results. They're on 32 points in that overall leaderboard, and Caitlin Campbell rides for them first with Paulina Delesco. Arturo Parada Vallejo comes next with Baco, and Alberto Michan follows with Nabal de Trivera. Roadrunners have been in the top 4 3 times already. Also had a couple of 5th place finishes and a couple of 6th, but then unfortunately also finished 7th and 8th, that 8th place coming last week. They often say that they like to just focus on their own job in hand and not worry too much about what the other teams are doing.
Caitlin is kind of the anchor of this team. They've got her leading off tonight. This is kind of their home event, the final. The home crowd is here for the Roadrunners. So, a big result tonight would mean a lot. Team managers Steve Hankin and Alex Wilson have worked really hard all year to really field a strong team. And they've been kind of knocking on the door all year. They just haven't broken through. Let's see if tonight's the night.
It would be really lovely to see them have a good result on home ground. Unfortunately, that Premier Equestrian upright comes down already for Caitlin Campbell. It is a long way around this course with an early fence down. 13 obstacles here. 2 doubles in there as well. 3 doubles, in the course. Now, Caitlin has ridden 4 clears for the team. 1 clear in Monterey, 1 in here last week, 1 in Vancouver, and 1 in Toronto. It gives her a 67% clear round rate for the team.
And I know Caitlin actually won a Grand Prix in this ring last night at night, so she really kind of aimed this horse at this class this week. 1 unlucky rail early, but so far from what we've seen, 4 faults is a good score, so let's see if she can bring it home.
She just needs to be careful here on this turn back. Has a little bit too much pace around the turn, but those bricks fall really easily on the wall. Just has the back rail of 12A as well.
Yeah, unfortunately kind of came undone there in that last line. We're going to be on 12. Not an ideal leadoff. Lugano is looking stronger and stronger as we go here.
Yeah, it's just a different tale every single week. So it's going to be 12 in total so far for the Roadrunners. That is the score for Caitlin Campbell, and 2 riders still to come. So 2 scores to potentially add. And as you were saying, we only have 1 clear so far. So we really could be adding more and more, and Lugano could be looking better. Arturo Parada comes next. He is a rider who joined the team after that mid-season transfer window, and he's jumped for the Roadrunners in San Miguel, in Monterey, and here in Thermal last week, where he jumped a really good clear. So 1 clear for him out of 3 rounds jumped for the team so far.
Yeah, Arturo's not a rider I know that well, but he joined the Tour the second half, and he's had some nice results so far. I know the Roadrunners were having a hard time choosing who rides tonight. They've got a number of quite strong riders. They've got Alexis Sokolov, who was actually clear in the Grand Prix last week. Caitlin won the Grand Prix here last week under the lights. So they really had a tough choice this week. They really need 2 clears now. With Caitlin having 3 down, they really want to leave the ring on top. So they've really got to bring this home.
I think they've chosen some of their more established riders on the squad tonight. But as you say, the likes of Alexis Sokolov, she's really quite on form, jumping clear in the 5-star Grand Prix, and she of course had a win earlier on this week as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of strategy that goes into it. Who do you ride what week? Last week we're in a big grass field in the day. The final tonight is in a stadium under the lights. Totally different feel, and not necessarily the same horses are going to be successful in both venues. So there's really a lot that goes into these team managers' decision making.
And that's what's so unique as well about having a series like this. They've got to be consistent across so many different locations and so many different types of environments. They can't just be good in one type of setting.
This is looking great. Come on, Arturo. And he's done it. We've got our second clear of the night, and he has kept the Roadrunners alive.
Fantastic ride from Arturo Parada. Nothing to add at all, so he keeps the Roadrunners on a score of 12. Actually, I think maybe from this point, because we have hardly seen any clears, we've also seen some very fast times, but fences down. I wonder if we might start to see some riders taking a bit of a steadier approach to just try to keep the fences up.
Yeah, you know, we've had a few weeks where time is really a factor. Tonight the time allowed is 82. It's not really a factor. I think being fast is not the strategy tonight. You know, if we do have a tie in faults, we do go to time, and there have been a few weeks where some 4-fault teams missed out or some 8-fault teams missed out because they were slow. I don't think tonight that's going to be the factor. I think you need to go in and jump the jumps. And cleanup rider here, he's got a lot of experience. He knows how to jump clear rounds.
He does indeed. He's had a lot of success in the earlier 5-star classes earlier on in a few weeks, actually. Had a good few rounds in Mexico, had a couple of wins there. Nabal de Trivera is the horse that he chooses to ride. We haven't seen him performing on the Roadrunners team since Monterey, second leg in Monterey. But he's been on the team for the duration of the season and jumped a good clear in the first round in Ottawa for the Roadrunners. But quite on form as an individual rider.
Yeah, you know, Abby's had a good year. He's got a nice string of horses. Unfortunately, that star vertical is going to come down. That's going to put them on 16. So now we're going to see if he can keep it clear. Time will come into play between Lugano and Roadrunners to see who stays on top. But he's got to bring it home clear.
That star fence as well is one that we should probably talk about because it's a beautifully designed fence, but it's really quite airy, and especially under the lights, it can be really quite hard for the horses to judge.
It is, and it's a skinny, so that rail's very light. You know, if the rail is shorter in length, then it obviously weighs less, so it takes less of a touch to knock it down. We see him there have B of the double out too, so they're now on 20. He's really got to hold it to 20 here.
Nicely down that final line and gives a bit of a rub to the Cabana Coast Oxer, that back pole.
A little luck on the last jump. It stays up. You know, 20 faults. So, Hannah, we got a 16, a 20, and a 24 to start. You know, Lugano's score is not looking so bad now.
No, it's not looking too bad, actually. I think your 8 to get above the cut line is looking like a pretty good prediction.
Yeah, I'd say right now if you jump 8, you're probably safe. You know, we do have our stronger teams coming as we go, or in theory, our stronger teams are teams who have been more consistent throughout the year. You know, next up we've got the Crusaders, and for me, this is a stacked team tonight.
Yeah, I think, you know, the riders are a fantastic lineup for the Crusaders, but actually they've got some really brilliant horses here, and they've been very, very consistent. Really international lineup as well on the Crusaders team, incidentally, but very, very strong team indeed. They will be our 4th team to come in.
And, you know, we went through the first 3 teams. Now, those 3 teams did not have a chance for gold, silver, or bronze in the overall championship, but the remaining teams do. I know tonight if the Crusaders were to win and a few things go right, they could finish in that bronze medal position for the year, and they've fielded their strongest team possible. They've taken their top 3 ranked riders with their best horses, and they're coming in giving this everything they got.
So their lineup here for you is Nicolas Pizarro with Pia Contra, Luis Pedro Birben with Chaco Bumpy, and Daniel Coyle with Quintin. Daniel Coyle very, very much on form. The Crusaders, of course, are that team who had an entirely new lineup following that mid-season transfer window, and it's been going quite well for them since then.
Yeah, you know, they started a little slow this year, and then they had a really good finish to the first half of the year, and then again they had a new team. They started a bit slow for the second half, but have been picking it up. And, you know, this team tonight is strong. You know, you've got Nicolas Pizarro, who's an Olympian. Luis is an Olympian. Daniel Coyle is not yet an Olympian, but he's, you know, I think he's actually ranked 26th in the world now.
Yeah.
You know, three different countries here, too. You know, got Ireland, Argentina, and Mexico. Kind of cool about this format is, you know, you get to ride on teams with riders from other countries. So that's kind of a cool concept here.
I think it's so cool that they can ride with, as you say, riders from other countries, but also more established names can ride with up-and-coming riders as well.
And, you know, this is a fantastic start. So far, this mare is flying. Nicholas has had maybe the best year of his career so far. You know, he joined this team in the second half, took over the manager duties. has really put together a strong team and made sure that everyone's kind of bringing the right horsepower each night. And this is looking great so far.
Yeah, this horse just really jumps. Just amazing with the height that this horse can get over some of these fences. It is just incredible to see. Makes just absolutely light work of the height. Well, and the distance as well. Beautiful to watch.
And so far, so good. Handled the width there coming out.
Nicholas has jumped 2 clears so far for the team since he's joined. Gives him a 75% clear rate.
All right, Nicholas, bring this home. Nothing better than a clear round to get your team going. Just easy.
Oh, perfectly judged.
Hannah, that was almost picture perfect. That
Yeah.
horse jumped amazing.
Absolutely beautifully done. Great on the clock as well, 78.01. Not necessarily our fastest, but as we were saying, I think we're going to see some slightly steadier times in their efforts to keep the fences up. So brilliant start for the Crusaders. Nothing to add at all for Nicholas Pizarro and Pierre Contra. Clean sheet so far. 2 riders still to come, of course, and as ever, all scores count. It's going to be down to Luis Pedro Birabin next with Chaco Bumpy.
You know, I don't like to put pressure on Luis here, but I think Daniel Coyle won almost every 5-star class last week.
Oh, he was just on fire.
So having him going last and having Nicholas jump clear to lead you off when 16 faults is leading, that is a good position to be in. Luis really needs to get home. You know, clear or 4 here, I think would be a fantastic result.
Yeah, I mean, it would be fantastic if he could do that. He's ridden on the team in San Miguel, in Monterrey, and here last week as well, and jumped a clear in the first round in San Miguel and in the first round here last week as well. Gives him a 50% clear round rate on the team so far.
Yeah, you know, this horse has been a little bit hit and miss. It'll jump a few clear rounds. It's also had a few rounds where it knocks a few down, so it's really up to Luis tonight. I think in this position, he's had one down early. It's just kind of, you know, just bring it home. Keep it to 4. You know, I think keep it to 4, even keep it to 8. He wouldn't be in a bad position with Daniel Coyle going last. But you just want to have a consistent round here, get home without a big score.
Again, it's all about what type of arena and what type of course suits the horses, and what kind of approach is best. And the riders just have to know their horses so well.
I know in the Grand Prix last week he was clear to the last 3 jumps, and the horse got a bit strong. It looks like it's riding a little bit better today. Coming to the last line, you see him pulling down a little bit there.
Certainly not the easiest to ride, and especially around a fairly long track like this.
Easy, Luis. All right, that's a really solid score, Hannah. 4 faults. Yeah. Unlucky 4 at the beginning, jumping into that major league double, but fantastic result. I think that's exactly what he needed to do tonight. Like I said, you take the lead now. You haven't clinched yet because you still have 4 teams to go, but you'll be in a pretty comfortable position, I'd say.
Yeah, I think if they could finish on 4, they would be feeling pretty confident having looked at the other 3 team scores. But as you say, you know, we have got some really strong teams to come. Daniel Coyle in next with Quintin, a horse that he's been back in the saddle on for not too long, actually, but they've been jumping fantastically together.
Yeah, you know, I saw this pair jump at the Royal Winter Fair. It was the first time I saw him ride it, and I was like, woof, that horse looks great. And last week also, the horse was fantastic for him. He almost won a number of classes with this horse. I think he had the last jump down in maybe the meter 50 with the fastest time. He was clear in the team class, and I think he won basically every other class at the show last week. So this is the man you want here.
He's a very hard-working rider, I think, and what a shame.
And of course, we've talked him up, and he knocks down number 1.
Of course. But I was going to say, you know, he does well all the way up and down the levels. 2-star Grand Prix win, 5-star Grand Prix win last week. Already had a win this week in one of the national classes.
Now, you know, if he can keep this to 4, you know, that still would not be a bad score at all.
I mean, he's very quick round the turns. Just needs to be a little bit careful, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And again, he's had that skinny. I was going to say, I'm not sure time is a factor.
A bit pacey coming to the skinny.
And I wonder how much experience this horse actually has under the lights. That's maybe something a bit different for this horse tonight. He does look a little bit spooky tonight.
Yeah, we saw the horse being ridden by Hyde Moffat as well earlier on in the year, fairly successfully. But as you say, you know, there is a lot for them to look at here. You know, particularly a fence like this, the Major League wall, it's actually jumping quite well, but it's often something that's really pretty eye-catching.
So see if you can keep it to 12 here, and then it'll come down to time. He's kept it to 12, 72. We're going to add that to 157, 76. And it's not going to be faster, 229.88, so it's going to slide into second. So Lugano is very fast on their 213.84. They're still on top, Hannah.
Yeah, I mean, the time of Kent Farrington's 67.57. When you look at a time like that, it's just outstanding. And so it's a time like that that's really kept Team Lugano on top. So Crusaders could be in a tricky situation here.
And we know Crusaders have to win tonight to have a chance for that podium. Second is not going to be good enough. Like I said, you just got to get in. So we've seen 4. You know, we kind of know now what you have to beat to guarantee a spot. You know, the next team up, if they can beat 16 faults, they guarantee a spot in that second round.
And it's a fantastic lineup here for the Trailblazers. Once again, they've been so strong, particularly in the second half of the year. 4 new riders coming in for them following that mid-season transfer window. Tonight they field Luis Sabino Gonçalves with Vic Ducroissy, as well as Lily Keenan with Agana Van Het Garandel Z and Dara Kenny with Chic Chic. Great lineup of a couple of horses here.
Yeah, you know, their team manager, Kara Rather, really got to work for the second half and really brought in a strong team, and they've been great since that trade portal. They've been climbing their rankings. They are in contention tonight to reach the silver medal position in that championship race if they could win tonight. So they've got a lot on the line tonight.
Yeah, this is the second time that we've seen Luis ride for the team this year. He rode here in Thermal last week and had a clear round in round 1. Just clipped a pole in one of the jump-off rounds. But Lily Keenan and Dara Kenny have been pretty consistent as well. Very strong championship riders, of course, both of them. But Luis has been going fairly well with this horse. But yes, he was the one that had the fence down last week.
You know, and now this is the spot. You know, we've seen 4 teams go. The scores are a little bit higher than we've seen recently. So I think at this point in time, you know, if you can get a strong leadoff ride, you're really in a good position for your next riders, especially with Lily and Dara coming behind. You know, I wouldn't have anticipated Daniel having 3 down for the Crusaders, but that's maybe opened the door a bit for these last 4 teams to get themselves into round 2.
And actually, interestingly, talking to a few riders and asking them who they would not want to go up against in a medal jump-off, a lot of them said that they really wouldn't want to go against Daniel Coyle because he's just so on form. And what a turn-up to have those fences down.
Yeah, you know, they started so strong with Pizarro and with Luis, and, you know, you really thought they were kind of locked in there. But, you know, that's show jumping and anything can happen. And in this format, you know, without that drop score, it just takes a few little mistakes, and all of a sudden you're not where you thought you should be. Luis, so far, this is a great leadoff ride if you can bring this home.
This would be so impressive. He can keep the fences up, and yes, he can. Great start for the Trailblazers.
Ooh, that's a big start for the Trailblazers. You know, again, you've got Lily Keenan, who's been on fire. You got Derek Kenny coming behind. You know, right now it's all about putting pressure on those teams to come. So far, I'd say with those bigger scores, there's maybe not so much pressure, but, you know, that clear round is going to make everyone in this team kind of just breathe, go in, do their job, jump the jumps, and move on to the next round.
And I think for sure that's what the Trailblazers have done actually throughout the season. They have put the pressure on the other teams. Lily Keenan then comes next, Agana Van Het Garandel Z. She has been on the team 3 times so far, twice in Monterey and then once here last week. And she's jumped 3 clears for the team, 50% clear round rate for her. But this has been a brilliant horse for her.
Yeah, this is a super competitive horse. They kind of aimed it at this class this week. And, yeah, you know, Lily's been on fire. She won one of our 5-star Grand Prix a few weeks ago. And, yeah, I'd say the Trailblazers are feeling very confident at the moment. This is a great start.
And Lily has a couple of top rides that are here this week, this one, and then Queensland is another of her top rides that she has here. Quite athletic horses with quite a lot of power, which I think could really suit this course.
Yeah, and this first round, it's this is like the qualifying. It's all about getting into that second round where we go to that jump off course and speed becomes a big factor. Um, and I think some of these teams at the bottom have really, really become seasoned in kind of what they need to do in that first round. Go in, jump clear, move on. And, so far you see the Trailblazers really attacking this course beautifully.
Lily, another championship rider. Incredible amount of 5-star Grand Prix successes to her name. So many podium finishes. And then, of course, that win. She is just a rider absolutely at the top of her game. A great addition to the team. But unfortunately, that gold horsehead fence.
There's 4 faults. So we've got 4 on the board. Now, again, if they can get home with 12 or less, they guarantee themselves a spot in the next round. So 4 is not going to kill her if she can keep it to 4. And she does. She's in 4 faults. Nice time, 75-61. I don't think time really matters at this point in this round. It's really about jumping clear rounds.
Yeah.
So 2 down, 4 faults. That means Derek can have 8 faults, and they're safe. 12 faults and we go to time, but he can have 8 faults or less, and Trailblazers will move on to the next round.
And I mean, Chic has been a great ride for him. This is a horse that he's jumped in a lot of 5-star Grand Prix. You might well bank on them as a combination for a clear. I don't want to jinx anything, but
as I said, I would have bet on Daniel last to go in the last team, and he ended up having 3 downs. So anything can happen. But yes, I think Derek has a very good chance of jumping here with 8 or less. But you still got to jump the jumps. Let's see what he can do.
And I think in terms of time, he's always a very efficient rider, always takes the lines that he needs to not waste any time. And especially when you watch him in a jump off, he often just takes those tighter lines and the tighter turns just to make sure that he doesn't waste a second. And I think that kind of riding could also be invaluable here, even though, at this point he knows that he could really do with a clear.
Yeah, nice start, good rhythm, good pace. The horse is jumping well. And just slow it down a little for this skinny. And you'll see him slowly build to jump the back rail of this oxer. Nice, efficient turn. That's handled. You just want to slow down a bit because it's a little bit tight in the middle here. Ride the back. And then we've got this sliver pull that Lily just had a problem with. He's handled it beautifully. Come on, Dara, bring it home.
Good turn back as well. And just a couple of fences left.
Ride that back rail, easy for B, and then patient 6. Ride the back pull. All right.
What a round.
Trailblazers are in.
The Trailblazers are having such a great time in the last few weeks, and a score of 4 has got to be super competitive here tonight.
Yeah, so, we've seen 5 teams that are leading. You see Northern Lights have dropped below the cut line. They're going home. But Trailblazers have clinched. They've guaranteed themselves a spot in round 2. So, they came in, they knew what they had to do. That's kind of an advantage to kind of earning your spot throughout the season here. Coming in the second half here tonight, you know exactly what you have to do. They came in and did their job. They didn't have to go fast. They needed to go in and jump clear rounds. I think you're going to see the next 3 teams with a similar strategy. We don't have to go fast. Now we need to go in and jump clear.
Absolutely. It is all about the clear rounds now. And these 3 teams that are still to come are the ones that are in contention to take the overall championship title. This is crunch time. This is what it all comes down to. Spyco Spies come next. No wins so far for them this season, but 5 second places.
It's been incredible. They've been in 5 gold medal jump-offs. They've lost all 5. They've been in 2 bronze medal jump-offs. They've lost both. And often with a great jump-off that just got beat. It's pretty amazing that they've lost 7 jump-offs. What it's done is they've lost a few points kind of on all 7 legs, and that's put them sitting in 3rd. So if they win tonight, they do have a chance to win this overall championship. They do need a little help from Eye Candy and Helios, but they're very much in contention. And, the pressure's on. They know if they jump 12 faults or less between the 3 of them, they are moving on. It's a very strong team. We've got Rodrigo Lambre, He just joined the team halfway through.
Yeah, it is a super strong lineup. Also, they've got some talented young riders on the squad as well. Jacob Pope's been doing well for them, jumped for them in Monterey, and also Jordan Coyle has been such a key part of the team. Lacey Gilbertson's been amazing for the Spy Coast Spies as well.
Yeah, you know, Lacey's been fantastic all season. You know, she's really been strong and probably their most valuable rider on their team this year. You know, it's going to be interesting.
Exactly. I mean, she's jumped 10 clears for the team. That gives her a 77% clear round rate. She's actually not here this week. She is over in Geneva supporting Shane Sweetenham. Shane, of course, another key part of the Spy Coast Spies. He's competing in Geneva this weekend. And Margie Engel, another rider on their team who has just been fantastic for them. 7 clears for her. And in fact, in terms of clear round rates, the Spy Coast Spies are absolutely up there. Of course, you know, Eye Candy and Team Helios are as well. But the consistency of those clears for the Spy Coast Spies has been really fantastic to watch. So we still have the Trailblazers at the top of the tree. They're on a score of 4. And then Lugano come next.
And yeah, we just have a small hold-up in the warm-up ring at the moment, Hannah, so we've got a little time here. Let's look at these 3 teams to come. So yeah, again tonight, you know, Helios, they have 5 wins this year. They're leading the standings. You know, Eye Candy has 3 wins, but at the same time, they also have 3 bronze, and those sort of consistent placings have kept them, you know, sort of within striking distance of Helios here tonight. And you know, Spy Coast, as we said, they've made the cut 7 times out of 9.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, Eye Candy have actually been in the top 5 every single time. So again, shows their consistency as it does for many of these teams. Well, we're just looking for the first rider in for the Spy Coast Spies.
And Hannah, we've just got some really unfortunate news here. Margie Ingalls had a fall in the warm-up ring, and she's not going to be able to compete. So unfortunately, that means they're not going to be able to get a team score with her being unable to compete in 3 scores counting. So we're going to see Rodrigo and Jordan go here individually. But unfortunately, that's going to eliminate Spy Coast tonight without having that 3rd score.
Such a shame. I mean, in terms of the individual competition, well, it's not really an individual competition, you know, the sort of individual rankings in this team class. Rodrigo and Jordan Coyle are still able to jump in this first round. But yes, unfortunately, just to confirm, the Spy Coast Spies are out of the race here tonight.
Yeah, you know, hopefully Margie's okay and nothing too serious happened, but apparently she had a little mishap in the schooling ring, and she's not going to be able to jump tonight. They don't have a spare rider here, so that means that unfortunately they're not going to be able to get a score. So you're going to see Rodrigo go here. He's probably going to go quite quick. He's just riding for an individual placing himself in tonight's competition. So speed will be quite a factor here.
Yeah, they'll be riding this a little bit like a speed class, just to try to get themselves as good a result as possible. Ooh, tricky jump at the CP Oxer. That's a fence that we have seen causing quite a few problems, and it falls for Rodrigo Lambre.
So we know now, too, you know, if Spy Coast is out, that means 2 teams to go. Lugano has clinched a spot in round 2 on that 16 faults. And we see here also Rodrigo having quite a few problems here. He's probably gonna retire here and call it a night. What an unfortunate turn of events, Hannah.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Spy Coast Spies have just had a couple of bouts of bad luck. You know, as you were saying, they've lost all of their medal jump-offs. This is a serious blow to the team tonight.
Yeah, this is really unfortunate. You know, unfortunately, it's kind of the way the sport goes sometimes. But you know, Rodrigo's going to retire and have no score.
So that means that the Spyco Spies will be finishing in 8th place tonight.
They're going to finish in 8th. They're going to have to hope that the results go their way and they can hang on to that bronze medal position on the overall championship. But with Trailblazers clinching a spot in the next round, that could get tight now.
I think it could be extremely tight. It's so interesting that the Trailblazers have just put the pressure on, and it's just going to be all to play for the eye candy jumpers and also for Team Helios. Jordan Coyle comes in next. Once again, he's able to just compete as an individual, as the Spyco Spies unfortunately are out of the race. Picador is his ride, and this is a horse that he's competed on the team many times already.
And you know what's interesting now, if we look at these standings, Trailblazers are guaranteed a top 4 finish tonight, which would actually, if they're 4th, that would not be enough points to put them ahead of the Spyco Spies. They would actually fall 1 point short of the Spyco Spies. So it's not over. If Trailblazers finish 4th in tonight's competition, then Spycos would retain that 3rd place spot.
I think that would be a really nice result for them actually to still have a podium finish at the end of this season, because the consistency has been there. The luck sadly has not. But Jordan Coyle here getting things off to a good start. Picador can always be a fast horse for him.
Yeah, this is a super fast horse, and Jordan's just riding for himself right now, so he's got nothing to lose. So he's probably going to lay it down and see if he can snatch that individual competition tonight. And so far, I'd say this is the fastest round we've seen coming up to this double.
Jordan's a fast rider as well. I think he's got an eye on the Grand Prix as well, of course. Of course, winning that last year.
Yeah, he did win the Grand Prix here last year. I'm sure he's ready to go again this year. And this is fast, and if he can keep this up, and unfortunately the back pull of that combination catches him there at the end. He was fast, 70.46.
Great time. Not quite as quick as Kent Farrington. He is still our fastest time so far, 67.57, but probably no surprises to us there to know that Kent Farrington is the quickest. Spyco Spies then, their riders just concluding things with their riders now jumping individually as they are out of the running for the team competition. They will finish in 8th place. And so the door is a little more open for the Eye Candy team and for Team Helios.
Okay, so Margie Ingles being attended to in the warm-up ring, so we are going to have a brief hold here before our next team is able to go. So, Hannah, let's just take a look again at where we're at here. We've got Eye Candy and Helios to go. We know that if either of them win tonight, they clinch that overall championship. Trailblazers have qualified now for round 2, so they're guaranteed to be in the top 4. Now, if they're 4th, Spycos will actually retain that bronze medal in the overall championship. If they're 3rd or better, they're going to move into that 3rd spot.
This championship has absolutely come down to the wire, and it's absolutely coming down to this competition. Only 3 points separate Eye Candy from Helios. It's very, very tight. So as you say, whoever wins, if one of them wins tonight, they would win that overall championship.
Yeah, and a few things have happened tonight. We've seen some big scores. We've seen some trouble. They've been the 2 most consistent teams all year. They've been back in that warm-up ring watching this. They've been watching a few tough rounds out here. They've been, they just saw Margie have a small accident in the warm-up ring. All these things are factors that you got to kind of put out of your head, go in and do your job. I would bet confidently that they'll both be able to jump three times around this course with 12 faults or less, but that is not automatic.
Definitely not automatic. And in fact, we were expecting a really good result from Helios last week, and it just didn't go their way. Didn't make it into the top 4. A big shock for them, and I know that they were really disappointed with that, and they were really disappointed that the gap had been narrowed so much to Eye Candy. just so tricky for them. But it does make things very exciting for us watching here. And, you know, as well, with the double points up for grabs, actually, if, if iCandy are third and Helios are second,
Helios will win.
Helios still win.
If iCandy is second and Helios is third, iCandy wins.
Exactly.
But if iCandy's third and Helios is fourth, Helios wins.
It's so tight.
So, you know, it's very tight. We've got a 3-point spread. The points tonight break down 20 to the win, 16 for second, 12 for third, 10 for fourth. So, you know, from third to fourth, you have only a 2-point difference. But from first to second, second to third, you have a 4-point difference. And those two teams are separated by 3 points. So that gets quite interesting. Again, you know, this sort of delay in the action, you know, it just causes you to get out of your comfort zone, because when a class like this is coming, you got to plan, you know, okay, the class starts at 6:30, you kind of work backwards when you're going to be in the ring, when you're going to get on, when you're going to warm up. So iCandy was probably just about fully warmed up, and now they've had this delay.
Yeah.
So it just gives you, you know, an extra 5 minutes to kind of, you know, double or you know, overthink what you're about to do, restart your warm-up, get your horse ready again. It just adds another element with the pressure tonight of, you know, there's $700,000 on the line tonight, and likely one of those two teams is going to walk out with it tonight.
It is highly likely indeed. And while we just take this short break, we will just take another look back at the potential scenarios and who could take this championship win.
Here are the scenarios for the podium finishers for the Major League Show Jumping Final at the Desert International Horse Park. It's become a bit of a two-horse race for the championship title, with Team Helios and iCandy very much in the running. With double points up for grabs, whoever of those two teams wins would win the overall season. Helios have had 5 wins already, and they've made the cut line 6 times out of 9 legs so far. However, they've never been second or third. Team iCandy have been the most consistent through the season. They've been in the top 5 every single time this year. They've had 3 wins and 3 bronze medal finishes. They win in the final. They will win the overall season. Spyco Spies are also not out of the running. They've made the cut line 7 times out of our 9 legs so far. However, they have also lost all 7 medal jump-offs. They finished in the silver medal spot 5 times, and they finished in 4th twice. In order for them to win the overall season, they would need to win the final, and Team Helios would need to be 5th or lower, and iCandy would need to be 4th or lower. It's been a bit of a tale of 2 halves for the Trailblazers, and they've been getting more consistent. They have been in 2nd place twice, and they've been in the bronze medal position 3 times. They're still in contention for a podium finish, and a win in the finals could see them take 2nd in the overall season championship. The Crusaders are another team who are in contention for a podium finish in the season standings. They've made the cut line 5 times out of the 9 legs, and they've been in 2nd place once, and they've been in 3rd place twice already this year. It's absolutely all to play for at the Major League Show Jumping Finals, with double points up for grabs for all of the teams. Watch all of the action live on Mlsj TV.
When every second counts, the surface matters. Premier Equestrian features Protex footing product and Auto Sport base mats. Mats absorb up to 40% of the concussion. Protex provides maximum stability. Premier Equestrian is the official footing partner of Major League Show Jumping. Contact us about your arena at premierequestrian.com.
Well, here we have it then. The two teams leading the championship race are still to come. The first of those will be Eye Candy, and the second in the final team to go in the final leg of the 2022 Major League Show Jumping Team Series. Helios will be coming up as well.
All right, so it comes down. We've got the two strongest teams in the year. Amy Miller, who is, she's in a way kind of the anchor of this team. Paul O'Shea is the anchor, and he's been the most consistent rider for the team. But Amy really brings some sort of cool confidence to this team. Anytime that she's riding on this team, they really seem to perform well.
Yeah, I think she really holds them together. She really kind of binds Team Eye Candy together, and I think they've got a lot of fantastic riders. Jacqueline Steffens has been a really key part of the team. Paul O'Shea, known as coach to the team, has already as well been a fantastic part of the squad.
And Connor Swale has been sort of a key rider on this team all year. He's not here this week. They've tapped on Jacqueline to fill in for him this week. Now, Jacqueline's been one of the most consistent riders on the tour, and she's got a heck of a horse in Freaky. So I'm not sure that's a downgrade. It's just different.
Yeah, absolutely. And Freaky is one of the most consistent horses on the team competition, and actually was last year as well. Amy Miller, though, comes first in for them with Cristiano. She jumped double clear here last week for them, and she's jumped 5 clear rounds for the team already. Double clear in Toronto at Angelstone Tournaments there. Had a clear round in Traverse City. That was in the gold medal jump-off, clinching them the win there. That gives her a 71% clear round rate.
Yeah, the way this is all played out now, we know Trailblazers are moving on. We know Lugano's moving on. Eye Candy's coming in. They need to jump, on less than 16 faults. They guarantee themselves a spot in that round. So it's really about coming in and getting the job done. All these riders have experience. They're all on good horses. They've jumped this class a number of times all year. They know how to deal with the pressure. So this is really about just coming in, qualifying. Let's get on to the next round. I think Amy's probably one of the best riders in the world you could have in this spot. She's a great team rider, a lot of experience, and she's a really solid leadoff rider for this team.
She always seems quite unflappable as well, and we've said that a few times that this first out spot can be the one of most pressure actually in this team competition, because you're really setting the standard and you're really letting your teammates know what they need to do. But I know that Eye Candy are extremely keen for a good result here. Of course, Erica Hatfield leading the team, and she's been a fantastic supporter of the sport and of the tour, and it'd be fantastic to see them have a good result.
Yeah, and like we said, this leadoff spot, you really set the tone, because knowing we got to beat 16 faults, if you can put up a clear as the leadoff, you really take pressure off your next two riders. If you go in and have 2 down, well, now the pressure tightens on your last 2 riders. So, this is a really key spot.
She's jumping well so far. Cristiano, a fantastic horse for her, one that she's ridden in so many high-profile competitions, not least in this team competition as well.
Yeah, she was one of the key contributors last year on this horse to winning the championship. And so far, so good. Let's see if she can bring this home. Easy, Amy. And she's done it.
Nicely done. Great start for Eye Candy. She gives us a clear. The time, 77.35. It is by no means the fastest, but she gets the job done in keeping the fences up and gives us our 6th clear of the evening.
Yeah, that's a clutch ride. There's so much on the line for these teams tonight. You got Jacqueline coming up, and now Jacqueline knowing if she has 1 down, it's not the end of the world. That actually makes her job a lot easier and probably more likely to jump clear.
Yeah, I would agree, actually. But I think that looking at her stats, she might well be able to jump clear. She's performed really well in a range of different environments. Last year, she jumped more clears than any other rider on any team, and she's jumped 8 clears so far for Eye Candy this year. That gives her an 80% clear rate. Double clear in Vancouver, double clear in Toronto, clear in Ottawa, double clear Traverse City, the second visit there, and then a 4 and a clear in Monterey. Didn't ride on the team last week. They were using Connor Swale, but that is some consistency.
You know, that's a heck of a record. I actually didn't know she was that consistent, but that is a heck of a record. And what a great person to call on when you don't have Connor.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so fantastic about the format. That, yeah, you know, Connor Swale's fantastic to have on the team, being number 5 in the world still. But even though, you know, Jacqueline is arguably a more up and coming rider, she's still got that consistency here.
She does, and you know, this horse has also had, I know it had a podium place in the Grand Prix in Ottawa this year on tour. So it's been a fantastic horse for Team Eye Candy and for Jacqueline. And you know, again, so far so good. This is really about just coming in and getting the job done. You know, these riders have now jumped so many tour stops over 2 years. You know, they're used to this team pressure, and you know, you see Jacqueline really coming in and knowing what she has to do. So far, she's been spot on. Little rub there, but she got away with it.
She knows this horse so well as well. Absolutely what she needs. Just this final line then to tackle.
Oh. Unfortunately, the back pull comes down. All right, but it's 4 faults. You know, that's not going to, certainly not going to kill them. 4 faults, 77.83. You know, one thing you could look at now is, you know, in round 2, you'd love to go last, so you know what you have to do. Trailblazers currently lead 4 faults, 223.62. So, you know, if Paul is able to get in clear, and if we do a little quick math here.
Yeah, and Paul O'Shea is a great rider to rely on. He, again, has been really consistent for the team.
Yeah, you know, he'd have to go in 68 seconds or less and clear for Eye Candy to take that top spot from the Trailblazers. I'm not sure if he's going to think that's worth it. You know, in round 2, you know, you really just need to get in. You know, going last is obviously an advantage, but I don't think he'll deem it necessary to take such a big risk. I think he'll come in, you know, try to jump a clear, and stamp Eye Candy's sort of spot into round 2 and play it from there.
And that's the beauty of this format as well. They're just trying to stay above the cut line in round 1. I say just like it's that easy, but that's the crucial thing. They need to be in the top 4, and then the scores go back to 0. So Paul O'Shea can potentially take his time a little bit, just be a bit careful, just to try to make sure that he keeps the fences up. Squirt Gun is his ride tonight, and Paul has jumped 6 clears for the team so far this season. But he's been jumping on the team so many times that actually gives him a 50% clear rate, despite the fact that 6 clears is a really good number.
And you know, if you look at it, if Eye Candy does advance here to round 2, that will be 8 times out of 10 on tour, 80%, and that will be the most of any team all year.
Yeah.
And the 2 times they didn't advance, they were 5th. So from a consistency standpoint, you know, this team has been right there every single week. Just a few to go. Still clear.
Paul, of course, in that gold medal jump off to get them the win last week. Just the 1 fence to go. So, Paul, what a ride.
He's done it. 77.97. They're going to slide into second, which is good enough to clinch a spot. They know they're going around 2. Now, you know, it gets interesting. If Helios were to not qualify for round 2, that would or could clinch the championship for Eye Candy right here.
That would upset the apple cart quite a lot, I think. But I think Eye Candy will be over the moon to be guaranteed a spot in the top 4 now. They'll be going up against the Trailblazers, Lugano, and potentially Helios or the Crusaders.
Yeah, it's going to be Helios or it's going to be the Crusaders. Now, you know, if Eye Candy were to be 4th and Helios 5th, Helios would still retain that championship. But, you know, if Helios were to fall below the cut line here, say they fell to 6th, that would clinch the championship for Eye Candy right now.
that would really be some result, and especially in the context of Helios's 5 wins already. I mean, I think in the early part of the season, we really thought that Helios were going to run away with this championship. 3 wins in a row in the first 3 legs with 3 different lineups of riders. The depth of their squad is what's really impressive, I think.
You know, it kind of reminded me of, for any football fans, of like the Cincinnati Bengals. You know, they started a little slow this year. They were in the Super Bowl last year. Started a little slow, and now they've really sort of brought it on the second half. And I'd say Eye Candy's the same. You know, you almost had like that Super Bowl hangover. They won last year. They were very confident coming in. And those first few legs for them, it just didn't quite go their way, where Helios couldn't make a mistake.
Yeah.
And the second half, you know, Helios has won 2 tour stops in the second half. But Eye Candy's consistency has just been incredible. You know, they've been in those medal matches, and they've won most of them. You know, they've 3 golds and 3 bronze. So basically every time they're in that medal match, Paul O'Shea and Squirkin come through.
Well, here we go then. A team that everybody has been watching all year. It is the turn of Team Helios. And their first rider out will be Carl Cook. He rides Kalinka Vanta Zorgvliet, and he heads here to the first fence.
This is a horse, Hannah, for everyone at home just to enjoy. You know, this is one of the best horses in the world right now. Carl's been on an incredible tear. You're going to see Helios tonight. You know, they're coming loaded for bear. They've got Carl on his best horse, Bliss on her best horse, and Ashley on her best horse. They really want this championship tonight. They're coming loaded for bear, but all the pressure is on them right now. You know, Eye Candy's sitting in the back and just waiting to see if these guys can do it.
I mean, this is a lineup that look perfectly capable of doing so. Kalinka, quite a hot horse, one that Carl manages extremely well. And jumping very nicely down here. A couple of places he needs to be a bit careful of still through the course. But then arguably that's the case throughout this course.
Little rub there. I think that's the first rub he's had on course. And again, you know, bringing home that clear just takes so much pressure off your next 2 riders. Let's see if you can bring it home.
Nicely through the double. Just this last line, he's taking a bit of a hold.
All right, he's done it.
Yeah, great round from Carl Cook and Kalinka. Giving a clear round to Team Helios to kick things off fantastically well for them. Similar start to Eye Candy and a similar time to their first rider.
Yeah, you know, Carl, you know, he won a 5-star Grand Prix, a few months ago. He was actually second also in a 5-star Grand Prix about a month ago in Mexico with that horse. Probably the strongest combination on this team currently today. And I think that's why they let him off. You know, it really takes some pressure off. But I'm telling you, these guys are coming loaded. You know, these guys are coming with loaded guns. Now you've got Bliss Here's on one of the best horses in the world, the Antidote de Mars.
We were also asking some of the riders earlier on in the week if they could choose to ride any horse in the medal jump-off, who would they choose to ride in the final? And a lot of them chose Antidote.
Yeah, I think Antidote is a dream of many on tour to ride. This horse is absolutely incredible. And Bliss actually won the 5-star Grand Prix a few weeks ago in San Miguel on this horse. So, you know, and I believe she also used this horse that week in the team competition, which Helios also won. So this combination has really been in good form.
Yeah, especially with that 5-star Grand Prix win, makes them so on form. They have really gone for a lineup that they think is their strongest here this week. They really, really want to get this win. Again, a horse that potentially suits this kind of course. Athletic horse, a quick horse.
Yeah, you know, a horse now that has a lot of experience. He's jumped a lot at night under the lights. He's had some fantastic Grand Prix results around the world. And really, really, really a solid combination here. And same thing, you know, Bliss knows the horse well. She knows what she has to do, just about coming in and jumping the jumps.
Carefully round here. She's at 65 seconds here, heading to the wall. She's got time. Again, it won't be the quickest, but if they can finish on a 0, that will absolutely not matter. Well, or, you know, if they can finish on less than 16.
And, you know, now this gets interesting because she's clear also. So that gives them 2 clear. Now, round 2, like we said, you just have to stay above that cut line to move on, but you do go in reverse order. So if Ashley can come in and jump clear, that means Helios will get to go last in round 2, meaning they'll know exactly what they have to do.
And that would be an extremely valuable position to be in. Ashley Bond is the final rider in this first round here tonight, and she rides Donatello 141.
Now, you'll notice a little something very consistent between all 3 of these riders. Ashley also won a 5-star Grand Prix on this horse in the last month. So you've got Carl, who won a 5-star Grand Prix in September, Bliss, who won one in October, and Ashley, who won one in November on the horses they're riding tonight.
Yeah. Pretty amazing lineup of horse talent. And Donatello is such an extremely quick horse. Yeah,
he really is, and I know Ashley's really really sort of set him up well the last few weeks and aimed him at the classes. I know she's going to jump tonight, and then she's going to jump the final Grand Prix on Saturday night here. And this is also quite quick. She's really carrying a nice pace, and if she can bring it home clear, like we said, they're gonna clinch going last in the second round.
I mean, Ashley will always be very hot on knowing exactly what they need to do. So as you say, she's got quite some pace up, but I think that's their kind of natural way of going, because she knows that she just needs to get a clear now in order for them to be last to go in round 2.
Yeah, let's see if she can bring it home. Again, it'd be a nice advantage knowing Eye Candy would have to go second in the next round and they would get to go last. So just give them that little bit more information, let you know a little bit more what you got to do. And
a nice little stretch over the last.
There you go. Helios is on fire. 3 riders, 3 clear. The only team to put up a perfect scorecard in round 1, Hannah.
What a result. This is going to come absolutely down to the wire. We were saying what the scenarios would be if Helios did not make it into the top 4, but they have.
They have, and I'd say, again, they're in the driver's seat because, in round 2, Lugano's going to go first. Eye Candy second, Trailblazers third, and Helios fourth. That means, unfortunately, the Crusaders just fell below that line. They're going home, as are the Roadrunners, Show Plus. And, Spy Coast had that bad luck tonight that, we wish Margie the best and hope that she's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are your 4 teams not going through, but we do have the 4 coming back in the second round. Team Lugano having another really good performance. Good second place last week, and now they're in the top 4 again.
Yeah, they've ridden their top 3 ranked riders on their team together the last 2 weeks. Both weeks they've made that cut.
Yeah, exactly. And here are the round 1 results for you then. You can see the cut line in the middle of your screen. Team Helios, the best of round 1, and so that means that they will go last in this second round. Trailblazers will be the penultimate team to go, but Stephen Wild is with Amy Miller.
Thank you very much. Yes, first up for Team Eye Candy, Amy Miller. I mean, you've done Olympic Games, you've done major championships. How's it feeling now? You're in there. Helios are in there. It's not done yet.
Oh, it's nowhere close to done, but now the fun part begins. This is going to be great. We just go as fast as we can, and we see where the cards fall.
Now, what's going to be the strategy for Team Eye Candy over these next 2 rounds?
Leave nothing on the table.
Simple as that. Who's going into round 2?
I'm going to go first. It's sort of been our routine the whole way along, and it's been working for us, so I go first. And then Paul and Jacqueline's wrapping it up for us today.
Now, interesting move there, because Paul O'Shea has gone last in the last few rounds. You're making a bit of a move maybe to try and guarantee that top 2 spot?
Exactly, yeah. Paul and I are going to do everything we can to get her to the gold medal round. And you know what? Jacqueline and that horse are really fast. So when they get there, I know they can get it done.
How are the team feeling out there? How are the nerves going into this bit?
We were all, very focused, I would say. Very focused. We got our eye on the prize.
That means you were in the zone.
In the zone.
Now, for you over there, that was good stuff. Team Helios in there. Are you nervous for Team Helios?
I mean, they really have brought it. They got great horses. They got great riders. And like I say, we just got to put the pressure on them and see how it works out.
We'll see how it works out. Amy, good luck to you. Good luck to Team Eye Candy. We're going to catch up with Helios in just a few moments as well.
Premier Equestrian, the #1 choice for footing products. Premier Equestrian, footing products that improve performance. Premier Equestrian, footing products for cushion and stability. Call 800-611-6109 or visit premierequestrian.com.
Well, lots on the line, as we heard there from Amy Miller. We're going to go over to Team Helios now and to Carl Cook. Carl, team are in there. You've got a chance at the championship. It's been a tough season. You've had a lot of wins in there, 5 big wins. The last few weeks have been hard watching, I know, and hard being on the sidelines.
Yeah, I mean, that's just show jumping. You know, we had a mistake here, a rail there, and it was just in classes where you had to be clear. You know, if we had those same performances in, say, this class, we would have made the second round. So that's just the way it goes. And, you know, I'm happy with how our horses are jumping tonight, and the second and third round will be interesting.
Now, you're going to have a real battle for this. The real big one here is going up against Team Eye Candy, because either one of you winning puts either one of you at the top. I know you'll have done the different scenarios on how this is going to work out. Have you got a spreadsheet?
No, we just have to beat them.
It's so simple as that. We're going to keep it simple. Carl, how's the team going to play this out for the next few rounds?
We're going to put Ashley and Bliss in the second round, and then I'm going to go in the third round.
So you're going to be the man potentially with the biggest pressure, or do you think biggest pressure comes in round 2?
I think biggest pressure in round 2 to make sure you're in the gold medal round.
For you, obviously, Ashley, very quick in there, very used to that. That's a great one to get in there. Bliss here's top Grand Prix combinations. You've really put out a strong group here tonight.
Yeah, well, after the past couple weeks, we really wanted to make sure that we, brought our best horses. And with the day off in between this and the Grand Prix, it was a no-brainer.
And for you, as you say, you've been through a little bit of the highs and, I won't say lows, but the sort of middle ranking in the last few weeks. How's that been to sort of give yourselves a bit of a lift, and what's been the team been like to get the adrenaline going coming into this one?
I mean, we're all super competitive people, and, we all understand the situation, so it only pushed us to drive, to be more focused and, really bring it home.
So it could be you against Jacqueline Steffens in the final round?
Yes, it could.
Who's going to win?
Me.
Of course you are. Carl Cook, congratulations. Good luck. You're halfway there.
Thank you so much.
Good luck to Team Helios. Just on the edge there, potentially for the championship, but it's going to be down to a battle between Eye Candy and Team Helios to complete this one. Good luck to them both. We're getting almost a few moments away from that final rundown. As they say, round 2 is vying for position. If we get Helios and Eye Candy into the 1-2 position going into that final round, going for gold, this is going to take it right to the wire for this year's championship. All you need to know about round 2. 4 teams advance to round 2, 2 riders per team, and they start on a 0 score. No scores are carried over. In this round, it's only time that counts. 3 seconds are added to the time for each rail dropped. The 2 slowest teams advance to the bronze medal round. The 2 fastest teams, though, advance to the gold medal round. Round 3. Here the decider. This is where the battle really comes down to the finish. 1 rider per team, the rider that did not jump in round 2. Here you play the strategy. The winner, simply the fastest from your round. Speed puts you on the podium.
All right then, so here we have the jump-off course. They will be setting off over fence 1, the same fence from the first round. That's the Calladay upright that we saw jumping pretty well in round 1. Then it's a quite sharp right-handed turn to the Major League show jumping Oxer at fence 8. A little bit of a longer run down across the arena then to 9B. That's the B element of the double combination with the doors. So a little bit of a longer run there, but more of a gallop for them. It's then a left-handed turn to a new fence, fence 14, which is the Marshall 3 rails there. And then they will go right-handed again back up to the Premier Equestrian upright at fence 3, before taking another right-handed curve down to the Brown Advisory Oxa there at fence 4 from round 1. It's then swiftly back left-handed to 5 A and B, the Major League show jumping double that did catch a few people out in round 1, and then another gallop all the way down the end of the arena, then to the Desert International Horse Park. Oxa, a new fence, fence 15, and that one is 1.50 m in width, right in front of the VIP area. Kian, this is looking like quite some jump off.
So Hannah, qualifying's over. This is when it gets exciting. This is kind of where strategy comes in. So if you haven't seen this class before, each team has to choose 2 riders out of their 3 to come back in this round. You just saw it's a jump off course. If you knock one down, we add 3 seconds. So there's no faults, we add 3 seconds. Take the time from both riders, add them together. That'll be your score or your time. The 2 fastest teams are going to advance to the gold medal jump off. 2 slowest teams will go to the bronze medal jump off. In that jump off, whoever you didn't ride in this round, you ride in that jump off. And what's super interesting, Hannah, is if we look at the start list, we've got Lugano up first. So they're riding Natalie and Kent, which means they are going to save Erin.
Yeah.
Now, iCandy, who's used Paul O'Shea as their last rider basically every single week, they're going Amy and Paul. They're saving Jacqueline.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a really interesting choice for all of these teams. As you say, it's Carl Cook for the medal jump-off for Team Helios, Jacqueline Steffens for Eye Candy. Paul O'Shea perhaps has decided that he's had a couple of medal jump-offs already and he wants to pass on that baton to somebody else.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting strategy. I mean, Helios and Eye Candy are kind of playing their own game right now. Whoever wins today between those 2 is going to win the overall championship. So it looks like maybe Eye Candy's thinking, Paul's our fastest, but maybe we make sure we get into that gold medal match. And if we're against Helios, so be it. We'll go head to head. This could go either way. Lugano right now has nothing to lose. They're not in the overall championship race, so they can kind of lay it all on the line here. As we said, Trailblazers, if they finish 3rd or better, they'll clinch 3rd on the podium. If they're 4th, it'll be Spy Coast.
It is absolutely going down to the wire. And as you say, Lugano have got nothing to lose. They had a really good result last week with that brilliant 2nd place finish, and of course had the 1st place finish in Ottawa. Natalie Dean was the rider selected for the medal jump off there. Here she comes out first for them in this 2nd round. Of course, Cocolina being her ride again. And very good round for her in round 1, just clipping the 1 pole.
And again here, guys, if you're at home, if you watch this clock, so this round's all about time. If they knock one down, you'll see in the running time, they'll automatically add 3 seconds in. So 3 seconds for a rail. We're going to take both times from these 2 riders, Natalie and Kent, add them together, and that'll become the time to beat. And we're off. So you jump fence 1. Tight turn here on 8 from round 1. Now you're going to gallop all the way down. We did have a combination. Now it's just an oxer. Now, Hannah, you're going to see she goes as tight as she can here around this, back on this new vertical. Then again, gallop all the way down to fence number 3 from round 1, this premier vertical. And go. She's a little wide. She went 8. I think there's a 7 there. Back again as tight as you can on this combination. She took a good risk in, but unfortunately the back rail coming out.
So she'll add the 3 seconds there and very swiftly through the finishing timers and good to that final fence, of course, that being a new fence. So Natalie Dean gets 47.24 seconds. That includes her fence down, the 3 seconds to be added there. So we're not going on faults in time. We're just on time here in this 2nd round, and it will be 3 seconds included in that 47.24 for Natalie Dean.
So now it's up to Kent to come in and blitz this. Now, Kent is one of the fastest riders in the world. Austria is one of the fastest horses in the world. What we'll do here, we'll take his time, add it to Natalie's. You'll see it go up in that top right corner. You see that cut line there. The 2 teams that stay above go for gold. Bottom 2 going for bronze.
It's a really interesting choice here because we've seen this happen in a few legs already, that the teams have often selected their very strong riders to just try to get them into the gold medal jump-off. And Kent Farrington is certainly one of the strongest riders for Team Logano. But they've got a great lineup anyway. Erin Ballard, of course, still to come, and she'll be in the medal jump-off for them. But which one is the question? Kent Farrington will be our next rider in with the fantastic Austria 2, and he will try to get Team Logano ahead of the cut line and into the gold medal jump-off.
All right, Hannah, here he comes. Rider number 2 for Lugano.
Well, Kent Farrington was fantastically fast. In fact, he was our fastest round in round 1, 67.57 seconds. And when you think that we actually had some riders who were more than 10 seconds slower than that in round 1, you know, Jim Ifko finished in 80.47 seconds. Kent is definitely somebody to watch in this jump-off.
Yeah, you know, it's been hard, even with the 3 seconds added, it's been hard for teams that have 2 down to stay above that cut line. So I think it's important here that he's fast and clear. I think with 1 down, it's going to be very difficult with the strong teams coming behind.
Very strong teams still to come. But Kent Farrington is a man on a mission and a man that you wouldn't want to bet against. He gets so quickly away from the fences and so tightly back here to this new fence.
Hannah, this is fast.
This is super quick. Oh, look at that turn back as well. Absolutely leaves nothing on the line.
All right, let's see how much risk he takes into this double. Natalie really cut it. He's going a little bit wider. And that kind of allowed him to ride that back rail. Look at this run time.
Great time from Kent Farrington. Gives us our first clear in round 2, and his time is pretty outstanding once again, as you might expect. It's 42.65 seconds. Nothing to add for Kent, and therefore the team total for round 2 for Lugano is 89.89 seconds. That's the score to beat for now.
Yeah, that's the score to beat. So we're averaging just a touch under 45 seconds between the two. So that kind of gives us a sort of a split time as we see these next teams come, trying to catch Lugano here. Again, top 2 teams move on, so you don't necessarily have to catch Lugano to move on, but you know, we've got some fast riders coming, and you know, the next group up, you know, Amy and Paul, this is a strong and fast team.
Super strong team, and this is one of the teams to be watching in terms of the overall championship battle. Amy Miller and Paul O'Shea are the riders selected to compete in round 2. Amy Miller will be going first. Cristiano is her ride, and she was clear in round 1. Took a bit of a steadier time, but I think she was just aiming to keep the fences up there.
Now, just doing a little quick math in my head here, if iCandy does not make the gold medal jump off, they cannot win the championship, because that would mean they could be best 3rd and Helios can be worst 4th right now. So they have to make that gold medal jump off to keep their chances alive at this championship.
That is just how tight it is in this competition and how tight it is in the championship. Of course, that is what they're all aiming for. It's certainly what iCandy and Helios are aiming for. She's quick down that line.
She is not holding back. Deep here, left it up.
And I'm sure they'll know that they need to be in that gold medal jump off.
Yeah, I'm sure they've done the math as well, and I'm sure they know what's in the line here. How much risk does she take? And she's got that coming forward. Bring it home.
Come on, Amy, gallop to the last.
Oh, she's not pulling.
Oh, fantastic round. 41.65. Wow. That is such an amazing time. It is faster even than Kent Farrington. Fastest time so far.
41.65. That is how you do it. So that's really put Paul O'Shea in a nice position. Now, again, just beating Lugano does not guarantee your spot in that gold medal match. But if Paul can lay this down, again, then the pressure will shift right back onto Helios because, you know, if Helios falls that bronze medal jump off and Eye Candy's in that gold medal jump off, then the cards will be sitting in Eye Candy's favor.
Well, Paul O'Shea has been in the medal jump off twice recently, and both times clinched the win for Eye Candy. This time he's taking a different role. He's trying to get them into the gold medal jump off because he knows that they have to be there in order to take the win.
Yeah, this has been the Eye Candy sort of clutch horse for the last 2 seasons. This has been the horse that's delivered a lot of the wins over 2 years, and I'm sure this is the rider that Erica wants in this spot.
The crowd here are absolutely on the edge of their seats. They know that this has just been such a hard-fought battle between Eye Candy and Helios. It's coming down to the wire. Paul O'Shea is going to leave nothing on the table.
Look at that turn. Wow.
And Squirt Gun's a horse that you'd want to be sitting on here.
Again, what a turn. Nicely in 7. And let's see how much risk he chooses to take. He's tight. And he got away with it. Here he comes. He's done it, Hannah. 41.12.
Even faster. These are just outstanding times. Oh, Eye Candy are going for it here. 41.12 seconds. Nothing to add as well. Paul O'Shea has just given us the fastest time yet. And 82.77 is the team total. They are more than 7 seconds quicker than Logano.
So I'm going to go on a limb and say that that's good enough. They were both faster than Kent. Kent is one of the fastest riders in the world. I think that's going to be good enough. I think that they've put themselves into that gold medal match, which, if that's the case, man, the pressure's coming up on Helios.
You can say that again. The pressure is absolutely on these teams, and none more so than Helios. Well, we turn now to the Trailblazers, who are still looking for a good finish in the overall season standings as well. They have chosen to field Lily Keenan and Dara Kenny in this first jump off the second round of competition. Lily rides Agana Van Het Garandel Z. That is going to be their first rider out. She'll be followed by Dara Kenny with Chic Chic.
And you know, Hannah, just so everyone has sort of an idea of what's on the line here, if Trailblazers finish 4th today, it'll cost them $100,000. If, the difference between 1st and 2nd is $100,000. So there's a lot of bonus money on the line on top of the prize money from this competition tonight. We're talking high stakes. I mean, any rail here is going to be a really expensive rail.
Super high stakes. It's not just the honour of being the season championship. It's not just the honour of winning the competition, but that prize money is something that they all want to win as well. Lily Keenan then first out for the Trailblazers, and she has got some pretty fast times to beat. Eye Candy absolutely laying it down.
Yeah, Eye Candy's averaging basically 41.4. So that is sort of the standard that you're looking at here. That is not an easy task.
She's got a tight turn, but I wouldn't say the pace is quite as quick as the likes of Amy and Paul.
And she had that down on that rollback, unfortunately. And another that's going to be 6 seconds added.
That's costly.
This is going to put a whole lot of pressure on Dara. So the time's been added in. We'll look to the clock.
50.92 is Lily's time, but 6 seconds included in there. So actually, her time would have been 44.92, which still wouldn't have been our fastest, but that 6 seconds added is making all the difference.
So that means that Dara is going to have to be faster than 39 seconds flat. He's going to have to be in the 38s for Trailblazers to have a chance to get into this gold medal match. And, if they fall that bronze medal match, they're not jumping off just for 3rd or 4th. They'll be jumping off for an extra $100,000 because if they finish 4th, it's going to cost them 100,000 tonight.
And I really don't know where else you could take the time off, because Amy Miller and Paul O'Shea were just so quick. Their turns were so tight. But I should think Darragh Kenny will give it a good try.
Well, I hope he's done the math in his head, because he has nothing to lose. And 38, if it's possible, he's the one who's going to do it. Let's watch these turns, because I suspect he's going to take a heck of a shot from 1 to 2 here. And look at that turn. Wow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's still 8. So he's 9 across the middle. See how tight he can go here. He's caught that well, and now he's really got to keep it going as tight as possible. See if he can find 7. Oh, he's on 8 strides there also. He's really got to turn. I don't think he's going to get home in 38. I just don't think it's going to happen. Just doesn't quite have enough stride down some of these lines. He's had to add 1 over Amy in each line, 42, 47. Added about 3 strides total down those 3 lines, and that's the difference in the time.
Exactly. Just adding those strides, or rather not taking the strides out, makes all the difference. 42.47, still a pretty good time, or we would have thought so early on in this competition, but in the context of eye candy, it's not looking the fastest. So 93.39 means that the Trailblazers will be going for 3rd or 4th place.
And you know what that means? That means Eye Candy has clinched their spot in the gold medal match.
Yeah.
That means if Helios is not able to get in that gold medal match with them, Eye Candy is going to clinch the championship. Now, if Helios can beat Lugano's time, which is an average of about 45, it's very attainable, then we're going to have a gold medal jump off for the championship, and we're going to have a bronze medal jump off for 3rd place in the championship. So we could have almost a storybook jump off here if Helios can put themselves in that match with Eye Candy.
This is just so going down to the wire. These 2 riders from Team Helios will be absolutely feeling the pressure. They've chosen Mlsj and Ashley Bond as their riders to get them into that gold medal jump off. They know exactly what they need to do. They've got to be quick. And as you say, they need to be faster than sort of 44, 45 seconds. Mlsj is going first with Antidote de Mars.
Now, this horse has a bit of a smaller stride, so we see her go 9 there, but the horse is very quick across the ground. And we know that Lugano's time did have 1 down. So, you know, you'd say if they can be quick and clear, they have a very good chance here, looking for an average of 45 seconds between the 2 of them. A little wide here, Hannah.
Yeah, a little bit. I wouldn't say she was as quick as some of the Eye Candy riders, but she'll know that they just need to beat Lugano.
And look at the time. She's 46, so she is a second above that average time we're looking for, 45. Now she's got Ashley Bond, and Ashley Bond is probably the fastest rider in the Major League Show Jumping Tour. But she's going to have to be here because she's got to go, you know, under 44 seconds to get this job done. She's going to have to be about 43.8 to get this done, which means if she were to have 1 down, she'd need a run time of 40. So does she go full out, or does she go conservative for her, which is still faster than most?
It's all about the strategy, but for Ashley Bond, it is often all about the speed as well. She's a rider to watch, and she's quick already at this early stage.
If she's clear, I don't think there'll be an issue with 43 seconds. I think it's if she has 1 down, can she be fast enough? Wow, that was lucky.
Very, very lucky.
Ooh. Come on, Ashley.
Pushing here.
You know, you start to see this pressure mounting, Hannah. She's had a couple mistakes she wouldn't normally made. The horse has helped her out, see if she can bring it home. The time is good, but she can't knock it down. She's done it, Hannah. 42-26. We have our storybook ending. Eye Candy versus Helios.
Wow.
Not just for the win tonight, but for the championship. 1 against 1. Carl Cook against Jacqueline Steffens. And before that matchup, we're going to have a little suspense while that builds up. We've got Lugano versus Trailblazers. Now that's going to be Aaron Ballard for Lugano against Luis for the Trailblazers. And Trailblazers have to win that jump off to take the third spot in the championship. If they finish fourth, if they lose that jump off, it'll go to Spy Coast.
Well, let's take a little look at the round 2 results here. Going into the gold medal jump-off, that will be taking place second, are Team Eye Candy and Team Helios. Look at that time from Eye Candy, 82.77, the team score for them. Just absolutely outstanding. Helios then on 88.39. That means that Helios will go first in the gold medal jump-off. Eye Candy will go second. And then in the bronze medal jump-off, it's down to the Lugano team and also the Trailblazers. Trailblazers on 93.39. Those fences down, causing them some problems there. But it is absolutely down to the wire.
So the Trailblazers, if they finish fourth, they're going to take $24,000 tonight. If they finish third, they're going to take $132,000.
There's big money on the line. We have Ashley Bond standing by to speak to us down with Stephen Wild.
Absolutely. So catching up with Ashley Bond down here. Ashley, I think our hearts are going to start beating again in a second. So I think Dad's still getting breath over there.
Yeah, that was probably really scary to watch. Not my smoothest jump off by any means, but you know, my horse felt amazing in the first round, and I was like, he doesn't want to touch a rail, so I'm just going to run. And the house kind of blocked his view, and the distance got pretty long, and he was like a little confused, and I should have maybe done a pull, but I just trusted him, and he saved me today. So it was good. I'm, you know, excited for this jump off. Way to make it exciting, Helios and Eye Candy. You know, this is what real sport is. It's exciting.
Should we try it with the crowd? Who's cheering for Team Helios? I've got to be fair. Who's cheering for Team Eye Candy? Oh, that's pretty loud, isn't it?
4 people right there. That didn't count.
Final strategy, of course. We've got the dream finish. We've got Helios up against Eye Candy. It's not done yet. Whichever one of you wins here wins the championship.
Yeah, you know, down to the wire, and we put Carl in last. So, I mean, he better not freaking mess this up. I mean, no pressure, Carl. But you're not coming home if you don't win. So, yeah. No walking and talkings anymore. And no more bourbon.
He'll just be walking straight out.
Away to Betsy.
Well, good luck to them all. Carl Cook, good luck to him. And, of course, the final one going in is going to be Jacqueline Steffens for Eye Candy. This is going to the wire. This is what this is all about.
Oh, no, 100%. I honestly, wouldn't have it any other way. It keeps it exciting. We're all living for this. And, yeah, we'll see what happens.
That's it. We will see it to the final. The ever-relaxed Ashley Bonds. And thank you. Well, good luck. We're heading into the final. It's going to be the top 2 contenders. Whichever wins the championship. $500,000 on the line. Another 200 on the class. 700. Let's just make it up to that for the whole class. Indeed, it is right on those final 2 rounds. Who's going to get third and fourth and get some good points here? But the question is, will Helios reign supreme after 5 wins this session, or are Eye Candy with their late run in the championship going to take it home? It's going to come down to this, and in a few minutes we know who lifts the trophy.
Well, here again are the results from round 2. Just to recap, it's Lugano versus Trailblazers in the bronze medal jump-off. It's Eye Candy versus Helios in the gold medal jump-off.
Yeah, and you know, as we were saying, Trailblazers has to win this this bronze medal jump-off to kind of overtake Spy Coast in the championship. So, you know, they've got a lot on the line here, and you know, like we said last round, Lugano doesn't have much to lose. You know, they kind of get the chance to play spoiler.
Yeah, absolutely. If Lugano clinched third, and if Trailblazers were fourth,
it'll be a difference of about $110,000 tonight for Trailblazers. So that's kind of what's on the line here.
A huge amount of money up for grabs tonight, and a fantastic bonus for the teams in the overall season championship battle. Well, it has indeed come down to Eye Candy versus Helios. You could not have written this script better.
Yeah, you know, this morning when I woke up, I was thinking, man, wouldn't it be amazing if we have Eye Candy jump off against Helios, not only for the win tonight at the final, but for the championship? And what do you know, Hannah?
That is exactly what we have here. We might not have predicted that Helios would be jumping first. We might have thought that Eye Candy might have been jumping first and Helios could have been the quickest. But that's not the way that it is. And that could give Eye Candy a slight advantage.
I think that's a big advantage, you know. Jacqueline Steffens, we've seen her at a few tour stops be the fastest out of anyone in the entire jump-off. So she can be fast. Now, does she have the experience of Carl? Definitely not. But that's going to be interesting. But first up, a lot on the line here. We got Luis against Aaron, Trailblazers against Lugano. Aaron gets a chance to play spoiler. Luis gets a chance to be the Trailblazer hero.
Well, here we go then. The first team rider coming in here. We have Luis Sabino Gonçalves with Vic Du Croissy for the Trailblazers. The final rider in for the Trailblazers. He is trying to get them a spot on the podium.
Yeah, you know, he's been a great addition to the team. He's really come through for them so far. And they've put a lot of pressure on him here. Good luck, Luis.
Yeah, exactly. He had a great round in round one as well. Jumped to clear, 75.47, not necessarily the quickest, but let's see what he can do in this final round.
So far, he's on the same strides. He did the 9 there. Nice turn here. All right, and then how much risk is he going to take? Got away with a light rub on the back rail. Oh. Unfortunately, that last fence is going to come down. We're just going to wait for that clock. 47.5. 47.5. That is not, that's not the fastest time for sure. You know, the door is open.
And with the fence down, he's added the 3 seconds in there, so 47.5 is the time for Luis Sabino Gonçalves of the Trailblazers. Opens the door, potentially, for Erin Ballard to now take the third place spot for Team Lugano. Narcotique van het Dingensoff is her ride. She had 2 down in round 1, but this is who they're banking on to try to get them the third spot.
Yeah, so, you know, 47.5. I think if she's clear, she'll get it. 1 down will get quite interesting. A lot on the line here, especially for the Trailblazers. You know, they're not rooting for Erin right now, that's for sure. Nice
Absolutely. Just make some good turns back, though.
You know, this mare is really jumping so far this round. Wow. I'd say she's well up on the clock. I think she just needs to jump clear at this point.
Yeah, I think looking at Luis's time, she's just got to get home and keep this up.
And that's going to clinch it. They are going to take the bronze. They're going to push Trailblazers down to 4th. And that 4th place finish for Trailblazers means Spy Coast will, in fact, be our 3rd place finisher in the championship this year by a single point.
That is so incredible how tight it is, even to get the 3rd place in the overall season championship. And it's really nice, actually, to see Spy Coast Spies getting a good result in the season championship with some pretty consistent results all year.
Yeah, you know, they had some bad luck tonight with Mlsj being unable to go at the last minute. But they were one of our 2 most consistent teams all year. I'd say them and Eye Candy. They made the cut line more than anyone all year. So definitely fitting for them to finish in third in the championship. Trailblazers will miss it by a point, but that's probably going to make them come back even hungrier next year.
Well, this is what we've been waiting for. This is what it comes down to. I cannot wait to see this competition unfold. We have Helios against Eye Candy jumping off for the win. Carl Cook and Kalinka van der Zorgvliet for Team Helios.
This is kind of what this class is all about. Carl versus Jacqueline, not only for the win tonight, but for the championship. Eye Candy being so fast in round 2, that gives them the advantage. They get to go second here in round 3. Jacqueline will know exactly what she has to do. Let's see how easy Carl's going to make it on her.
I should think the answer will be not very easy at all.
I think you're probably right. That was fast.
Just eases down.
He left one out there.
Smoothly through that. Oh,
great turn. Wow.
Got very close there.
Got the 7. Now how much risk does he take? He's fast.
There's a lot of support from the crowd here for Carl.
He's adding 1 to the last. He's going to leave it up. 41:37, Hannah. Is that the second fastest time tonight, or is that the fastest?
Second fastest time. The fastest was Paul O'Shea.
So, Jacqueline, no pressure. You just have to go faster than coach.
I mean, the pressure that this young lady must be feeling is absolutely incredible. 41:37, just to confirm that score for Carl Cook. He kept all of the fences up, and he was quick from start to finish.
No.
Jacqueline Steffens is our final rider. This championship rests on this young lady.
You know, I got to say, whatever happens here, this has been a heck of a race. And to see Helios and Carl go out and put up that time, there are about 4 people in the league who could catch that, and Jacqueline is one of them if it's her day.
Come on, Jacqueline. Let's see what you can do.
Here we go, 41:37 for the championship. She's got to go. Oh, that's 1 extra stride. She's a little behind right now. She's really got to pick it up. That was fast.
Good turn there.
She's got the 7. She's going to have to leave this up, and she's going to have to leave 1 out to the last. Oh,
Jacqueline.
And she
So
took a
tight.
heck of a shot, Hannah, but
she went for it.
It's not going to be enough. Helios is going to walk away as our champion. Defending champion Eye Candy are going to settle for silver.
I mean, that's still a fantastic record for Eye Candy to be the gold medal winners in the first year of Major League Show Jumping, silver in the second year. That is some consistency. But what a win for Helios. Fantastic 5 wins across the season for them. Now the championship is theirs.
You know, and what a job by Carl, you know, going first. He had to put that much pressure on Jacqueline where she had to take a risk like that. You know, she got a little caught up at number 2, added a stride, knew she was behind. So she had to take a crazy shot into that last line. It didn't work out. But, you know, big props to Carl and to Helios for laying that down and putting so much pressure on her.
Well, here they are then, your final results. Team Helios taking the win. We're just going to take a quick look back at this winning ride from Carl Cook.
And Hannah, I think what's really interesting in this ride and where I think he really got himself up on the clock, you're going to see his fence 1, 2, 3. From 1 to 2, Jacqueline got a little bit stuck and ended up adding a stride. You'll see here Carl really caught 1 well. And he was kind of able to keep flowing through the turn. And he really hit 2 going forward. What that let him do, you'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He got 8 strides there, which kind of sent him flying through this turn. Now Jacqueline got 9. He also hit that going forward. So now he was quite a bit up. You know, this turn also went very well. He gets down in 7, which was the same as Jacqueline. So to this point, you know, he was still up, and this is why Jacqueline had to take that very difficult turn where Carl went a little bit wider here. And where Carl opened the door for Jacqueline was in this last line. He added one stride, you'll see. So that was kind of the one spot where Jacqueline still had a chance if she could have jumped that double. It didn't work out. Helios takes the championship.
A great performance from Carl and a great performance to clinch the championship win for Team Helios.
All right, Hannah, I'm going to join everyone down in the ring. I'm going to pass it off to you to finish this broadcast.
Thanks so much, Cian. It's been great to have you here as well to talk us through this final of Major League Show Jumping, the team competition for 2022. Here are the final results in today's competition. Helios taking the gold, Eye Candy taking the silver, Lugano taking the bronze medal, and Trailblazers coming through in 4th place. Well, the presentations in the ring will be taking place very shortly, and of course we'll be hearing from some of the riders down there on the floor as well. But what an incredible performance from these teams. The championship battle really going down to the wire. And in fact, going down to the final medal jump-off. It could not have been tighter. Team Helios, well-deserved winners. Fantastic record all season with 5 wins and fantastic depth to their squad. Well, what a competition. We do hope that you have enjoyed watching this Major League Show Jumping team final. But do stay with us. We'll be having some key words from your winning team and, of course, from the 2nd place team. And do stay with us for the prize giving ceremonies as well. The Spyco Spies will take 3rd in the overall season championship. Helios, of course, being the winners. Eye Candy in 2nd. As we just see again, a couple of key moments from Carl Cook's winning round, not leaving anything to chance. And just taking out strides and taking those tight turns all the way around the course. Absolutely brilliant performance. Bliss Here's here. Couple of key moments from her round. Of course, she was a key part of the team to get Helios through to that gold medal jump off. That was crucial. Ashley Bond, another key rider, and of course the manager for Team Helios as well. What a performance from her. Queen of Speed. And Team Helios, of course, that team with 3 horses who have all won 5-star Grand Prix in very recent months. Such a strong squad of riders and such a strong lineup of horses as well. Taking a look back at some of the key moments from Eye Candy's performance as well. Really great performances from them as well. And fantastic to see them clinch the 2nd place in the overall season championship. Well, we're taking just a few moments to take a couple of looks back at some of the key points in this competition. But your season champions are Team Helios. Your season 2nd place finishers are Eye Candy, and your season 3rd place finishers will be the Spyco Spies. Stephen Wild is down on the ground with some of the riders. And we will let Stephen take us through with a few words from the key riders. Here's the overall season standings now. Those are your winning scores.
show jumping. And I'm very happy as he knew exactly what was going on. We're on Helios, Team and Team Eye Candy, that battle to the end.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, coming right down to the wire for our top three teams. So we're going to welcome our top three for the championship here for the final stages. What a championship's been all the way through from that starting gate opening in Vancouver way back into May of this year. Over the last few weeks, it's been fast and furious through all of those teams coming together. And as we've seen here at the Desert Horse Park, a real shuffle over the last couple of stages as well, with Eye Candy getting so close and brilliantly coming together as just the last two teams to bring it home. So we set to welcome in our team in third place for the championship. This is the championship title decider. Congratulations there. It'll be the Spy Coast team that finish into third in the end, and of course joined by our mascot. So welcome in our team that are in third for the Spyco squad. Our top three, of course, with Eye Candy in second, and with the winning team being Team Helios. And so, first out, welcoming for the Spyco's team. They finish in third for the championship. Ladies and gentlemen, your hands together. Rodrigo Lambre on the team today, Jordan Coyle. They've been joined through the season, sadly not today by Mlsj Engel, but they still get enough points to stay into that third spot. On the rest of the team through the season, brilliant performances from Shane Sweetnam, from Lacey Gilbertson, who's been certainly one of the stars of this year as well, and Jacob Pope that joins them into the final few as they walk out. Ladies and gentlemen, the team for Spy Coast in third. The team in second, walking in, so close to the championship. Amy Miller, Jacqueline Stephens-Daly, and Paul O'Shea for Team Eye Candy, finishing in second. Put your hands together for them. Joined through the season by Connor Swale, by Dylan Daly, and by Richie Maloney to complete the lineup for that team for the overall second spot. And the winning team for 2022. Last year's champions just pipped into second place in the end. And welcoming forwards in the winning team, the champions of Major League Show Jumping for 2022. Well done to Team Helios, to Carl Cook, to Bliss Hears, to Ashley Bond. And throughout the season, we've seen Eugenio Garza, Nicolette Hurt, and of course, three-time winner Simon McCarthy. Congratulations to them. Put your hands together for our winning team as they enter in on some fantastic horses as well. Kalinka, Andido Damas, and Donatello, the new champions. It is Team Helios. And so bringing forward those leading horses, it's been a terrific finish for these right down to that final run. Literally the final few fences making the determination for the 2022 title. There's been some amazing horses in action through the season. Carl Cook there with Kalinka, of course, Caillou just a few weeks ago. Donatello this time around for Ashley Bond. And Dido Dumas, Goodbye, have also been horses used there by Bliss Hears, and of course teammates as well. And they've been three-time winners in there with Eugenio Garza, three-time winner, Simon McCarthy, three-time winner, and Nicolette Hurt also on the squad there. So bring the three horses in behind the podium. Congratulations to them. It is well done. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say take position. Our top three on tonight's winning team. Well done to Team Helios, the 22 champions. And so welcoming forward our top teams for the final podium position for the championship. And coming forward the team First that finish in third place in the championship, the Spy Coast team made up through the season. The Spy Coast team of Shane Sweetenham, Lacey Gilbertson, Jacob Pope, represented tonight by Rodrigo Lambre and Jordan Coyle, and also part of the team, Mlsj Engel. Team for Spy Coast, step forward. Congratulations, Jordan and Rodrigo, representing them here tonight and welcoming forward our presentation party, joined by Cian White, co-founder of the Major League Show Jumping, presenting to the medals to the team into third place there for the Spy Coast team, joined by Matthew Morrissey and our lineup of the partners here from the Desert International Horse Park. Lovely to see them. What a wonderful venue it's been once again for the championship, as they all give their congratulations. The team into third. Team in second place, so close to a last year's champion. In second, Team Eye Candy. Second in the championship, Amy Miller, Jacqueline Stephens-Daly, and Paul O'Shea on tonight's podium. But overall in the season, also joined by Connor Swale, Dylan Daly, and Richie Maloney to take them to these overall points. And looks like we have a full complement of the winning team here this season for Team Helios, as our team in second get their congratulations from all of the lineup. Neon giving them all a little high five as well. And just getting the flowers out to our leading teams as well. And so, ladies and gentlemen, to take to the podium, Eugenio Garza, Simon McCarthy, Bliss Hears, Ashley Bond, Carl Cook, the new champions, Team Helios. And presentation of the medals to our winning team. If you'd like to step forward, congratulations to all of our lineup here. Well done to our leading team. On go the medals to Simon, a three-time winner this season. Bliss Hears now adds, I think, 3 wins for her as well. Same for Carl Cook. Ashley Bond also getting to the 3. And it was 3 wins also throughout the season for Eugenio Garza. So kept it nice and balanced between the whole team there. Thanks to all the partners here at the Desert International Horse Park for the great presentation of the venue and all the support crew here for this final and the presentation of the trophy itself. And presentation of the trophy. Cian White presenting the winner's trophy. We'll get a photo of the winning team. Congratulations to them all. We'll get some photos with our winning lineup. Well done. Medals forwards and lift aloft your flowers. Ladies and gentlemen, our top 3 in the championship this year: Spy Coast, Eye Candy, and Team Helios. Well, I'm going to catch up with the winning team as well. Carl's got his hands full there. Carl, though, you got to ride the big round there.
It was so much fun to do. Whenever you get a chance to do that, I told Jacqueline after, I said, I would have told you this no matter how it went. It was so fun to do that with you. Even if we were second and they won, that adrenaline rush, that event, it was great.
Ashley, you put the team together. It's been a team. It's been a pack hunting throughout the season.
Yeah, you know, actually it was Eugenio and I that started it from last year, and I couldn't be more proud of us. We've become such good friends. We're family, and I'm really happy that we finished the way we started, winning.
Well done. Eugenio's in there. 3 wins for Eugenio this season as well. It's been a happy family.
Yeah, it has, definitely. It's been a hell of a year for Helios and for Major League as well. It's been great. So.
He's emotional. Well, we're also going to present our MVP, our most valuable player for the season. And Cian White going to come and forward present that. And it's going to Ashley Bonds. Congratulations to you, Ashley. And so if we invite everybody in for a final photo, we'll bring all our presenters in for a final photo with our lineup. Congratulations to each of those. We're just going to lift down the trophy for a second. We're just going to bring them all in for a group shot. Thank you to all the partners here involved this week. And we're going to bring in Neon as well. Can't see where he's going, but apart from that. There we go. Final shot of our winning lineup. Lift the flowers, lift the trophies. There we go. Congratulations. Rounds off a terrific season. We'll be back, of course, in 2023. Lots of exciting venues to come to, and a final stage I'm sure we'll be seeing here in California once again. So that leaves one thing left to go. We've got a little bit of celebrating to do. And this is the bit where I would say all of you on the front row, get out of the way. Stay where you are. Riders, stay where you are. Riders, come back here. Bliss, come back here. On the podium. Back on the podium. Okay. Right. Here we go. Ready, armed, dangerous. Here we go. Final spray. Eugenio's not going to get his whites so dirty. Whoa, here we go. Well done. Late shot. Ladies and gentlemen, our winning teams. Congratulations, Team Helios. Final three. They were just something else. Fantastic finish for them. Celebratory stuff. Our horses have headed off. So we're going to say good night. Congratulations. We'll be back for the Grand Prix, of course, on Saturday. Tomorrow night, big jumping class as well. Thank you to all the team here at the Desert Horse Park. Have made it so special indeed. And a wonderful finish to the team events. They're going to mount up, in fact, for our winning team and our final victory gallop. So Ashley, Carl and Bliss to get onto those fantastic, with Antidote to Mars, Kalinka and Donatello to round things off here. Hop on, Ash. Up we go. Ladies and gentlemen, final victory gallop. It is well done to our winning team of the Major League Show Jumping Championship for 2022. Away we go. Ladies and gentlemen, winners, Team Helios, led off by team captain, Ashley Bonds.
We have a new